everything. You wanna we how many times have I been like how many times have I been like,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who's worse, you or Danny, when it comes to Kiana. No, they don't
no.
deserve you. Don't. I don't like them. I said, Danny. Tony asked me about Danny. Was it yesterday? He said, "Where my friend at?" And I said, "Who?" He said, "The one who came here." And I'm like, "Huh?" He said, "The one we took out to eat." I said, "About Danny Winnie." He was like, "Yeah," because he used to always say her name. He's like, "What Danny Winnie?" He's asked me about Danny every day. How Danny Winnie doing? How Danny Winnie doing? And didn't know what she looked like. Didn't know what name. Hey, Auntie G. And so he was like, "Well, my friend," so it caught me off guard. And I was like, he was like, "The one that came here," and I was like, "Oh, he said she ain't fucking with them goddamn folks on TikTok, is she?" I said, "Daddy don't fuck with nobody." So get used to it.
Exactly.
You
Daddy
don't
showed
fuck
on.
with nobody. I said, "Daddy mean as a motherfucker. She can't stand people. She hate folks." Danny be steady. Kiana, I know you like him, but I don't. All right, I'll talk to you later. I be like, oh my God. I be like, Danny, come in so and so room. Dan, I'm over here at such and such. I don't like them.
He don't like nobody.
Don't like
Danny don't like nobody.
she
Dan-
don't.
Danny had me read a book. Danny recommended a book to me because we both read, right? She recommended a book to me, Kiana. Let me tell you something. I couldn't finish the book. The book had me mad on page 5. I'm not lying to you. I was so angry and pissed off reading that damn book. I haven't finished it yet. And Danny asked me the other day when she was in here, she said, "Did you finish that book?" I said, "No, I told you on the phone. That book pissed me off. I was ready to kill everybody."
Girl, I told Dad, I would tell Tony, I said, that's why Millie like that. I said, Daddy be like, Amelia. I said, don't say shit to her. She get it from you. Millie don't like nobody because you don't like no damn body. What the hell? Apples don't fall far from the tree. She's like, but King, she don't like nobody. I said, you don't like nobody. What the fuck are you talking about? Come on. But yeah, so I mean, like when y'all get to know me, y'all do be like, Key, you too sweet. Key, I don't like that
You
person.
too. I be like, you too nice.
Everybody on this app think I'm nice. I mean, I'm mean, but I'm really
And that's
not.
not true. That's not true.
Mm-mm,
It's not true. You not mean at all. You match energy.
big time. Somebody asked me what would I tell the kids these nowadays. You can't tell these motherfuckers shit. They telling you like I told Bone. Bone out here protecting the elders. What kind of shit is that? The goddamn elders getting protection from the old, from the young folks. But
Bitch, you be talking about not too much on my elder.
oh yeah, Bone gonna get you when you come for them elders. Oh, don't get on my elder. But no, I think what I would tell my 17, 18-year-old self, shit. I tell myself actually what people was telling me. And I hate that I thought like my dad, when I lost my son, my dad was at the gravesite and he was like, you almost ruined your life. He's like, you got a chance now. Oh, you would have thought that man told me, bitch, ho ass bitch, you stupid ass bitch. Because I literally didn't speak to him for 7 years for him saying that to me when he was so right. And so I would give any, I ain't lying, I swear you thought that man called me every hole under the sun and all he said was, you almost ruined your life. You now have a second chance. Make good of your second chance. But it was just, and I would see my dad and I would ride right by him. I'm like, I'm not talking to you because of that statement. But once I got 24, 7 years later, I had to go back to him with my tail tucked between my legs because I had 3 kids. Yes, I had a husband. So, he was proud of me because my dad, his slogan was get a husband, get a house, get a baby. In that order. If you did it out of order, he wasn't pleased. He didn't like it. Yeah, I think Junior grew up around like aunties and shit. Cause she real strong minded. And plus she's a Capricorn. But yeah, my dad, that was his slogan: get a husband, get a house. Because it was 5 girls, it's 5 of us. So his whole slogan was, get a husband, get a house, get a baby in that order. And so I got a baby, then I got a husband, then I got a house. So I had to kind of redeem myself. So by the time, I'm 24 years old, I have 3 children. They technically, I guess you could say, have the same father. I was a homeowner. So he was all right. He was like, all right, you did what you needed to do. You know what I'm saying? You became a homeowner very early in life. Your husband, got your kids. I'm not mad. But when I was doing it wrong, he wasn't feeling that shit. And one thing about my dad, he was not gonna sugarcoat that shit. He was gonna tell you straight up and down, you fucking up. And he wasn't a cusser, but he would be like, you know you messing up. You know you ain't doing it right. You ain't want to hear it, but it's what you needed to hear. So that was just how he was. But so I would tell the young generation, have fun. Life is to be lived, especially now. See, prior to 2020, you could take life for granted. You know what I'm saying? You could move to a small town, ain't but 1 red light, 2 at the most. You probably was never going to have a car wreck. When you can leave your door open, nobody was gonna come in your house and harm you. You could feel safe, encapsulated. After 2020, anybody can get that smoke called death. You feel me? Anybody can get that smoke called the newest version of COVID. And they keep coming out every year because the strand is out. So we will be dealing with it forever. Just like we're dealing with, chicken pox, and we're dealing with rubella. We're dealing with those things because once they put it out, once it came out, a different strand of it is for eternity. Thank you, Auntie Gigi. So my biggest thing to y'all is just have fun, man. Do the things that will have you having fun, but also make it home. See, I come from that era. We didn't want to go out and harm anybody. We didn't want to harm. We wanted to dance. Dancing was in. That's why I'm like, I get so excited. Y'all don't know the feeling I feel when I see these line dancing. It's like, man, because see, line dancing, ain't nobody trying to harm nobody. Everybody going home. Everybody going home that night. And I'm glad that's back because the young people, man, they had got into a groove of just always fight. I get so excited when I be looking at these people having these lives and they line dance at the club. And it's young people in there with cowboy boots on, young girls in there, 19, 20 years old. I'm like, okay, now I know these chicks are going to get a chance to see they 40s and 50s. I see these young men are going to get a chance to see they 40s and 50s and not probably go nowhere near the penitentiary. Well, how? Okay, she's married with no kids. So I get excited about this. So I came up in that era where we went to the club, we danced, we met a guy, his buddy was hollering at my home girl. You know what I'm saying? So your dating card always stayed full because, you and your homegirl was always setting each other up with, you know what I'm saying, the guy friend. So you didn't ever have to worry about loneliness and all that old shit. It was always someone calling your phone. You never had to, and you made it home every week or every day. So I would tell anybody now, find you a line dancing bar, club, or whatever, go in that motherfucker and have a good time. You're going to meet people. Your dance card going to stay full. That just how it's, y'all got another shot. Y'all got another shot at having a good time. Why you going to stay on mute, Ashby? A lot of y'all, y'all have kids young, and that's fine. Be careful, because these crazies are after boys and girls. Used to be a time you said, well, I don't have any girls. I don't have boys. You still can't let them around. These people crazy these days. But I would tell anybody young, get some money and have some fun. That's it. Get some money and have some fun. Don't do anything that's going to harm you. Like I used to tell all my homegirls when I was in my teens and early 20s, I said, as long as what we doing don't hurt nobody else, we ain't wrong. Right? I didn't believe, and I still don't. I don't believe in messing with other people, men. I don't believe in sleeping with other, even before they get married or anything. If that's your boyfriend, I don't want him. Ask Tony. He know because he was somebody else's boyfriend. And I was like, as much as I've fallen in love with you, I can't do this. It ain't my style. And I left him alone. It wasn't even the fighting. Because I didn't know her. She didn't know me. I didn't know what she looked like. She didn't know I existed. Once I found out that she was in the picture, I was like, well, I talked to Tony for about 2 more weeks. I was like, because listen, y'all, I got an ego. So I was like, man, she probably ain't fine as me. She probably ain't cute as me. Only thing she got on me is that I'm a kid and I ain't really making no bread right now. Because I knew she was an adult because I knew he was an adult. So I was like, that's about the only thing she got on me. But my ego was messing with me, steady saying, you know damn well you don't play second fiddle to no hoe. It ain't a bitch walking that's gonna make you feel like you should wait until she throw you her scraps. Is you fucking crazy? And that's all. And he called me one night, and that was it. It was in January, and if anybody know how to Google it, you can find out the exact night. January of 1996. The Hawks played the Celtics. And he called me and said, don't call me tonight. I'll be with her. Nigga, fuck yeah. That's all I need to hear. You think I'm awake? Is you high? Is you high, nigga? I love you to pieces. You fine as frog's hair. But ain't no hoe finna tell me you can have my leftovers. Not gonna happen. And I've always been that way. So so I always felt like, whatever we did, long as we ain't harming anybody, because I don't believe in picking on people. You know what I'm saying? You pick on me, I'm gonna give you that smoke. But I don't believe in, you know what I'm saying, at the club, look at that bitch, she ugly. We don't do that. We didn't do that. Now, we would give each other a look like, you see that shit she got on? Huh. But she didn't know we were talking about her. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's my motto. We ain't got to harm anybody else to have a good time. That's why we didn't drink and drive. That's our motto. We can have a good time, and what we do ain't got to hurt nobody else. I ain't got to sleep with nobody else, man. I ain't got to get in no car and drive, knowing I've been drinking. And I ain't got to hurt people's feelings and tell them they ugly or they outfit ugly or whatever at the club to make myself feel better. We didn't play those.
We had real designated drivers back then because there was no Ubers.
Oh, I had one. Her name is D Brown. D was never drinking, okay? She always drove. What's
Exactly.
up? What
Clearly
you
didn't
fixing to say,
drink.
Ashby? What was you saying? I'm going to stay on mute. And I said, come on. What you was going to say?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, I don't be in the panels like that, but I'm not feeling good, so I just wanted to be up here with you for a little bit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. No, I do like that question that she asked me, what would I tell, the youth of today? Get some money and have some fun. Because when life starts, it's over for you.
To basically get money and shake ass on top of cars. Got you.
That part. Shake it hard to do your thing. If I woke up tomorrow and I'm mysteriously 17, I got the 17-year-old body, 17-year-old face, baby. Hey. Some of y'all be, especially now, we didn't do makeup and shit, right? We did a little 99-cent, hair store lip gloss. You can tell us shit in the club with that damn 99-cent lip gloss on. These bitches in full face. You hear me? These kids know how to do a whole face at 14.
And half the time they be doing the whole face and don't be going nowhere, auntie.
That's what I'm saying. They just believe in being made up. But let me tell you something. You know the currency and keeping yourself up is shit. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Listen. I'd be at the goddamn strip club at 12 in the afternoon. I swear I would. If I could turn back time in the body I had, the face, and the way I know how to hang some clothes on this body. I promise you I'd have been in Cheetahs and Magic City at 12 o'clock in the afternoon every goddamn day. They'd be like, man, this lady is here every day. Sure is. I'm like, listen. They said, why you go to the bank? Because that's where the money at. I would go to the strip club every day at noon. You know why? You know who in the strip club at noon? The motherfucking ballers. They ain't there at 12 o'clock at night. They there at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They got shit to do.
12 o'clock at night is when them old men
That's
start
when the
coming
wannabe ballers is there. The fake
in. Yeah, them
ballers.
old
They got
men
their
and
little
them.
paycheck. They
Mm-hmm.
done got their little raggedy ass paycheck and they getting it in ones, honey. It don't take a genius. You go through that bitch and you see them ordering their little steak, they crab legs, they lobster or whatever, they nice drink, right? You see them tuck their tie in their shirt so they don't get nothing on them. And they conduct themselves while these naked women are walking around. And that's another thing, too, what made me choose my man at a strip club. Because if, depending on how he's behaving in a strip club, tells you if he has dick integrity, right? If he knows, like, all right, you're naked, great, here, dance, keep it pushing. But you thirsty. I hate a thirsty nigga. Ugh. That sucks. But if a guy he don't have no integrity with his penis and stuff, you don't want that. So the best place to find out if a man has integrity with his penis is in a place where it's right there in his face at all times. See how he treat the women. You met Tony in the strip. Hell no, I ain't met him no strip club. I met him at the club. Not strip club. No. I said if I could go back to 17, I would have been in the strip club every day at noon. And I would have, I ain't gonna say 17 because I shouldn't be there at 17, but 18. At 18, I would have had a regular job, probably, like a corporate little call center job, whatever. And when it was time for my lunch break, I'd have intentionally went to the strip club and had my lunch at the strip club. Because one, I'd have been dressed. When I worked in the call center, I dressed, right? I dressed well. So I would have been dressed nice. And I'd have took my lunch at the strip club every day. And I'd have paid attention to everything that's going on. I'd have paid attention to what the guys drink. Because what a man drinks tell you a lot about him. I'd have paid attention to how he eats, how he holds his fork. If he holding that motherfucker like this, that bitch been to the penitentiary. You hear me? I'd have paid attention to how he treat the ladies walking past him, butt ass naked all the time. Is he mistreating them? Is he talking to them crazy? I'm just being, difficult conversations. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, for real.
I don't ever pay attention to people that much, so I can't tell you from lying.
I'm so sick. You got y'all be out here dating these guys that I've been to the penitentiary, don't even know it. If a man, I don't know about women, but if a man wrap his goddamn hand around a fork like this, he been in the penitentiary.
It's you for real getting the fork.
I'm so serious. Cause some people,
I
some
need her
of
to go to
y'all
sleep.
don't know no better. Some of y'all don't know. Like if you know he eating like this, you got to sell some. But if that motherfucker eating like
Girl, put that
Just
fork
because you got to
back.
eat it quick.
and look, he ain't been there for no goddamn little time, but he done did a stretch. He done did a bid. If he wrap his whole fucking hand around that goddamn fork, baby. Because that bitch is not only a utensil to feed him, but that motherfucker turns into a weapon in the drop of a hat. Like, oh hell no. Let me go ahead and put that work in. So no, it's certain things you have to pay attention. I'm putting y'all on game. One of y'all gonna say one day, y'all probably call my phone and be like, hey, do you remember me? I'm from TikTok. I want to tell you, I saw this guy and I watched how he eat, and I remember you telling us that mean he been to jail and da 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 da. I watched see one of y'all call me with that shit. So I'm telling you, that's how they eat. Oh, Jen went down. Hold on. But yeah, so it's certain things. So that's why I say you have to, if you smart, that's where you'll go to to find the next, to find your next guy friend. Not your husband, probably could be, never know, but definitely your next guy friend, and not to mention the ballers being there, motherfucker. I'm not gonna be able to you're gonna be out here telling everybody like watching these men how they eat. I'm telling you, when a man take your ass out to eat, watch how he hold that fucking fork. As soon as that motherfucker pick that bitch up like that, just go and ask, so how long was you in? He be like, bitch, you holding that bitch like a motherfucking pitchfork. Stop it. Miss Uri, you trying to come up, baby? So, what else y'all ask me? Y'all ask me something else. I forgot. Who? Not eating who ass? I ain't eating nobody ass. It don't take all. Just, oh my God. I wish y'all young people understood. It don't take all of that. It don't take all of that. Y'all be trying to show these people how absolutely disgusting you can be. Oh, I thought you were saying not eating the man ass. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw Key not eating the ass.
I wouldn't eat nobody ass, period. And I want you all up in my dookie shooter. The hell?
This is the common things that go on out here. These people be trying to show these men. I said, what happened to when I was younger? You thought you was doing something, and you found out one of your homegirls was giving head. You like, boy, you ate her down. You like you. Da, 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 da. Nowadays, that ain't nothing. I don't know what y'all can find out about y'all homegirl that'll make you shake her ass now. We used to shake a bitch. Bitch, is you crazy? Just don't give him put your mouth on him. I had to shake a few homegirls. Bitch, you stupid. I had to shake a few.
I don't see how they could do it. How they could just sit there and confidently eat the dookie shooter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
I've seen entertainers pay big money. That girl who keep outing everybody, that was her main thing she was doing to all of them. She had the tape where Snoop Dogg had literally said, "Hey, I need to see you." I think he said, "I got 11,000 for you. I need you to eat my ass." And I was
what
like,
the hell?
yeah. I said, that boy, oh my God. I know that was his
Now,
wife.
Snoop.
I think that's when his wife, I'm gonna be honest with you, after that, that lady Snoop changed like tremendously. Cause I believe old girl was like, "Nigga, I'm out of here. You crazy? You doing some wild stuff." I
Yeah,
think
his wife probably wasn't for that. She said you got the wrong one.
yeah, that girl, she always exposed him though. She exposed everybody. She exposed Trey Songz. She exposed and and I think Trey, she exposed him on his butt ate. Yeah, I'm like, can y'all please just tell her I need to see you and whatever happened gonna happen. I got 11,000. Y'all going into graphic detail about what you want so she can expose you later, you dummy. Every time you turn around in the shade room, they was exposing her ass. I mean, she was exposing their ass, I meant to say.
Well, I don't know. I feel like even if they didn't give full explanation, she might still say they paid me $11,000 to eat their ass.
But that's my thing. You can still be like, girl, I know what you're talking about. But if your ass is asking for it, I don't think they do NDAs. I think well, a lot of people don't have penis integrity. One of the best, Ashby, you sit up here. One of the best things that we as women can pray for is a man with penis integrity. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we'll be waiting for a long time.
You think so? You know, I
Okay,
always,
clocking Ash.
but see, here's the thing. I always thought that men didn't have penis integrity because they were always hunting, right? So with us as women, somebody been trying to get our penis since we were 13 years old, correct? So you like, it's nothing I can say. No, 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 because somebody's always trying to get it. But men don't get approached. Well, we're living in a world now where men get approached and these motherfuckers still don't have no penis integrity. So I'm like, oh Lord, what is it gonna take? But you can tell when the man has grown. And it's so when a man has grown up and go, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You really got yourself something. When they realize, like, hey, I'm building something or have built something, and it's not worth me tearing it down for what, a couple minutes, couple weeks, couple months, whatever this thing gonna be, it's not worth it. When they can do that, then you got yourself something. But it usually, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, ladies, it usually don't come until they've lost something. They don't naturally get like that. Selena Powell, yes, her. Unfortunately, they have the law on their side. What you mean? Yeah, she exposed 50 Cent too. She had them all. That bitch was, I don't know what she was. She was worse than Heartbreaker. She was worse than, I ain't never seen anybody worse than Heartbreaker but her. She humiliated the hell out of them Negroes. But unfortunately for most men, for them to get like that, they have to have lost. Some women out here think they special because they're the second wife, or they're the, you know what I mean, or the second baby mama. Girl, you just the person that got him after he lost everything. And he don't want to feel like that ever again. You're not special. He just, that motherfucker like to died when that woman walked away. That motherfucker like to died when he had to sell that house or lose that house. That motherfucker like to died when, you know what I'm saying, his whole lifestyle and rhythm was topsy-turvy. He like to die living on his mama couch. So when he got himself together and was no longer grieving and was able to put the pieces back together, you caught good, bitch. You caught good. You're not special. You just caught a broken ass man. And that's why that's one of my favorite songs, of Secondhand Love. The motherfuckers is good to go now. A Secondhand Heart. You might get yourself some, because men can't be hurt but twice in their life. They don't fall in love but twice. They can't handle it. It's a rhetorical question, but why does it have to be that way for men? I don't know. They can't handle hurt and heartbreak. And I mean, I've had men straight up and down say that, like, be very candid, like, I ain't never going through that shit no more. I ain't once I get through this, I ain't and I be like, damn, it was like that. Like, I've seen, especially in my family, I ain't trying to toot our own horn, but toot. I've seen men, that have been married to or with women in my family, and it don't work. And them some bitches seem like they can't never get right. It take a minute for them to get their shit together. And so, and I like to say it's because, truth be told, in my family, we got some strong women. We got some women that, like, how y'all feel protected. A lot of y'all feel protected when y'all come over here with me. That's how we make our men feel, believe it or not. The women in my family make the men that they're with feel like, I got you. And not monetarily, because most of the time it's the opposite. The men actually spend their money on us. But we make them feel like, I got you. And most of the women in my family are very domesticated. You know what I'm saying? We'll get you a meal. We'll get you a meal. We tough. We real tough. So you ain't got to be coming to our aid and rescue every day. We got it. We gonna be all right. We'll answer the door. We'll answer the door. So a lot of the men ain't used to that. How strong we are. And we do too much too now. A lot of women in my family, we take over. So the man don't really have to do a whole lot. Like, Tony gets on my nerve right now because he be like, what we gonna eat? Nigga, can you even pick out your own food? Can you please pick out? It's your taste buds. Goddamn. Like, we literally have knockout, drag out arguments because he won't pick his own fucking food. But his whole thing is, I didn't have to pick my food when I got with you. You told me what I wanted to eat. And I'm like, your mom was like that with your dad? Yeah, so like the women in my family, we very take charge. All you need to do is bring the money home. That's it. That's all. We got the rest. We're gonna take a lot of weight off you. Just give the check. Just give the check. Is to take over too much? Sometimes. But most of the men get comfortable. All my brother-in-laws, all my cousin-in-laws, they got comfortable. They got comfortable. And good night, boo. We're steady eddies in my family. Some of us, like myself, won't cheat unless we're cheated on. Period, point blank. Some of us, because I got a lot of Libras in my family, some of us will cheat, but you will never know. We will treat you so good that you would never know we're cheating on you. That's not my style, but I got a lot of family members that's like that. Like, they are head over motherfucking heels in love with their man. But them bitches ain't gonna stop fucking. Simple as that. And most of the ones that are like that in my family are Libras. I'm sorry. It is what it is. The takeover, it winds up, it'd be a good thing for them when they're with us, but it'd be a bad thing for them when they're not, because again, we took over. So all they had to do was bring home the money. They didn't have to do nothing else. So when we break up, they don't know what to do with their life because we mapped out their life for them. So they're like, well, I don't know. And because we're, as Greer women, we're like, nigga, I'm not with you no more. I'm not supposed to tell you that. Go get, and because a lot of them will come back to us and be, wanting us to tell them what to do with their life. No, thank you. Not interested. Libras are loyal, but Libras are Not gonna fuck. Very loyal. When I say very loyal, sometimes so much so that they can be looked at as a fool. Like if you want to get you a run over or a pushover, get you a Libra. But yeah, so I'm sorry, Lady Libra. I'm sitting here looking at your name. Yeah, Libras are loyal, but if they catch some, they're gonna move some. Leos too. Very loyal, but if they catch some, they're gonna move some. It is so good, I swear. It's so good.
Every time I ask people about Tauruses, they always say something
Y'all
negative.
love to eat. That's it, that's all. Y'all motherfuckers stay eating. You can fuck a Taurus over as long as you're gonna take them out to eat afterwards. They don't care. You can talk to a Taurus all kind of crazy. As long
No,
as
not this Taurus. The hell.
you say after I'm gonna go out to eat. Me and my daughter, I got a daughter that's a Taurus, right? And Taurus is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgos usually get along very, very well, right? And my daughter, my baby girl is a Taurus. When me and that chick would have it out, I didn't give a shit because all I would say, you want to go out to eat? And I knew that was going to break. We'd be back buddies. And as soon as I get to the restaurant, we back buddies. So on the way to the restaurant, we back buddies. It worked every time. He loved to eat. Every Taurus I know love to eat.
I love to eat too, but you disrespect my ass, I'm going low. Fuck that damn food.
Now, don't get me
I'll
wrong.
eat
She
it
don't cut the
afterwards.
tube. She's going to catch an attitude. She's not going to let you get away with disrespecting her. It ain't happening. But food will make her get over it quick.
Shit, not me. You gonna hear my voice till I'm done.
She be like, yeah, you want to go out to eat? Yeah. But yeah. But back to men. The women in my family, we are very take charge. We take over. We tell you where you're gonna live. We tell you where you're gonna dress. Yeah. Tony don't dress himself. Even his pastor said this past Sunday, we were walking in church, and his pastor was like, he shook his hand. He said, I know you dressing him, ain't you? Like that. I said, yeah, yes. Because me and Tony had just had this discussion while in church Sunday before this one passed. I was like, how about one Sunday you just put on your own shit? You pick everything out from head to toe and see how you look and see how I look. So we probably having a who the flyest contest. And the next week, his pastor wound up saying, I know she dressed you, don't you? I said, see, everybody knows I'm the one dressing you. Do I think Tony, he loves that about me. He absolutely loves. Tony loves that I have class, right? But Tony also loves that I'm not, he'll say I am, but he don't mean it. I'm not bougie. And I think he loves that about me. I'm a down to earth, funny person. Like, he didn't expect that. Like, because y'all got to remember, my husband came home with a lot of insecurities. Like, he's a very, 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 very secure motherfucker. But he was insecure about the fact that he had just did, a bid. Right? So, he didn't want me to see him eat. He did not want me to see him eat. He was just so, he was timid about everything. And then, I had to let him know, like, I love you. So, in that regard, whatever it is, just to acclimate you back to the world. You the big dog. You ain't lost none of your swag. You still Big Tony. and we gonna get you, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right. So I would do stupid, crazy stuff, or I'll let him see me in my worst. And that gave him the confidence to be like, all right, bet she let me see her in the craziest ways. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna do this. So I think that's what he, you know, did he? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Baby, let me tell you. Yes, he did.
Love you, Uncle Tony.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I was shooketh. So I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. But I didn't listen. If I fucks with you, I fucks with all of you. And I'm like that with my man, with my friends, with my children, with my, I tell my kids, they be like, my son, I want to make you proud. Nigga, you breathing. I'm proud. Anything else you do, I might be mad because, I want the best for you, but I ain't never ashamed of you. Hell nah, you my seed, and I'm like that with anybody. If I fuck with you, I just know I'm ashamed of you. It don't work that way. So, I had to let him know. Hold on, boo. Listen, hold the fort like that, baby. You know you the bomb. I don't want nobody coming for you. And then the crazy part is, let me tell you what wound up happening, though. Liz, I done told your ass you ain't coming up here. Okay, Grind Season, how you doing, baby? So we went when Tony first came home. Well, he wasn't even all the way home. He was at the halfway house, right? And thank you,
Period.
Grind.
W Grind Season.
W Grind Season in the chat, y'all. Thank you. I had just mentioned that gift. Oh, thank you. Girl, stop going around this damn app telling everybody you TikTok homeless. That's what your ass get for being racist. Get your racist ass. I like you more, Grind Season. Thank you, baby. So, let me tell you, right? So, when Tony first came back to the world, my goal, because he left here with a whole lot of. No, I know you didn't mean it no bad way. I know that. I can tell you. Tony left here with a lot of, he was at the top of his game. So a lot of money, a lot of this, a lot of that. But, and that's the, like they said, most drug dealers really be working minimum wage. They just don't know it. Because the time and effort that they put in to watching their back, watching their going to product, all that bullshit, right? You really don't have time to enjoy the money. So he had made it, but he didn't know how to spend it. And a little ghetto girl, a little hood chick like myself, which I'm pretty sure he never saw that coming. A little hood chick like myself showed him the finer things in life. So when he first got to the halfway house, I had a whole list of all the restaurants that I wanted me and him to eat at. One being Houston's, right? And at that time, Atlanta was just really like bustling for like an entertainer city. We've been a business city for decades, but we just became like a real big entertainer city in the 90s, right? And in the 2000s. Key your ass was the prize. Well, thank you, baby. So basically, I wanted him, Houston's was like, the pinnacle. Everybody want to go to Houston. Everybody want to go to Houston. Justin's, Puff Daddy had opened Justin's and stuff like that. So I had a little list of restaurants that I wanted him to, he had heard them in people in rap songs and stuff, because Tony big on G's and stuff like that. House, you ain't know about the A, girl. So we went to Houston's, right? And I think Houston's was like the first fine dining we went to, and he held that goddamn fork, and I was like, oh yeah, we gotta have to talk about that, But that wasn't gonna make me like look down on him. That wasn't gonna make me be ashamed of him. I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just basically told him like, "Boo, eat your food like this," because I don't want nobody saying, because we were double dating a lot then too. We was going out with couples, and my whole thing with anybody who with me, again, that's on a friend level, my kids, my man. If you with me, I'm gonna make sure you the best version. You know how some people set you up, like they'll want you looking scraggly when you with them, or they'll want you to, make mistakes. I don't play like that. If I can, yeah, ATL is very beautiful. If I can make sure you looking, you your best self, that's what I'm gonna do. Right. So with us, going out to eat with couple, as couples, I want to make sure nobody could be like talking about how he ate with a fork or nothing. Nah, you're not doing that. He was a diamond in the rough. You helped refine him. No, let me tell you, that's not true. He even in prison, the nigga was bougie. Tony is the bougie person. But I don't know if just sitting there every day for that many years seeing other people, I don't know if he adopted it that way, because baby, Tony definitely didn't eat like that before he left. Tony is super bougie. He bougie now. We have these cussing matches in this motherfucker about him and his bougie ass ways. He gets on my nerve because he's super bougie. So he didn't need, trust me, no, he didn't need refining in no other way really, but that goddamn fork. Everything else, he
Do
knew
you
what.
think you're bougie?
Hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. I'm not ghetto, but I'm not bougie. Absolutely.
Well, no, you're not ghetto.
No, like, I don't like the word. I don't like ghetto. I don't like ghetto people. Hood is what I am. And some people like, what's the difference between hood and ghetto? Ghetto people like hood people are hustlers, right? Hood people like, they got rules, they got guidelines. Is how I told you about that respect is all you got. Da 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 da. Ghetto people, they don't have none of that. It's just a state of mind that they don't want better. Every person I knew in the hood wanted better. Every person I knew in the hood wanted out the hood. Every person I knew in the hood didn't want the hood for their children. Ghetto people don't give a fuck. Ghetto people pass down Section 8 vouchers. You understand what I'm saying? We don't play that in the hood. We don't play. No. The goal is to get out the hood. It's not to stay there. Ghetto people don't give a fuck. They don't mind being, 3 or 4 generations of not getting a diploma, not, owning a home. We don't play that in the hood. So I'm a hood person, so it comes with a lot of rules, regulation. Number one rule in the hood is really don't start none, won't be none. And also, make sure you handle yourself where you respect it. Because while you trying to earn a living, you need to make sure you respect yourself, because it's how people are going to treat you. Like, ghetto people don't give a fuck. I don't play like that. Hood people do not play about their respect. They don't. And it translates over, and that's why hood people make great business people. Some of the best entertainers you see now came from the hood. Jay-Z came from the hood, because hood has rules. Ghetto don't. It's a free-for-all in the ghetto. In the hood, it's rules to that shit. So you have a code of conduct, right? Coming from the hood, you have and it's like an unspoken one. Like, nobody pulls you to the side in the hood and be like, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. You just see how people walk. It ain't what they talk, it's how they walk. That is how you learn your code of conduct in the hood. That's why I was quick to say I'm not ghetto, because some people confuse it. Hood people know how to exactly. And that's why I can't do ghetto. I'm sorry.
Well, now that you put it like that, you taught me something today, child.
You can take a child out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the child. I've never heard it that way. I've heard you can take a child out the ghetto. You can't take you can take a person out the ghetto. You can't get the ghetto out of them. But I would say, yeah. I would say even the best switch hitter still got it in them. You know what I mean? Code switcher, even the best code switcher still got some hood in them. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's true too. But the biggest and the number one thing that I love about growing up in the hood is the code of conduct that come with growing up in the hood. I love that. You know, you don't see it much anymore. A lot of people don't have it, and I'm grateful that we came up with a code of conduct. And one of the biggest things is, you know, real respect is all you got. What's hood? I mean, hood is short for neighborhood, of course. So it's like community, but everybody may not have a lot of money. I know my hood anyway was, most hoods are mixed with, you have like elderly people who got all the rules and the regulations of, you know, church and, you know, God and respect and how to carry yourself and how to walk and how to talk. And then you had the rough side, you know, and even they had manners. One of the things in the hood is you don't disrespect elders. And I don't give a fuck how big you are, how bad you are. When an elderly person, no matter how on the food chain you are, when an elderly person walked in, you stop cussing. When an elderly person walk by you, you stop fighting. That's where I grew up at. We didn't do that over there. Yeah, hood people can, because like I said, they gave us rules, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for all the rules I got that I came up with. Like I said, it wasn't like somebody like really, really pulled you to the side and said them. You just learned them. You know, one fight, all fight. That's a hood rule. You know what I'm saying? So hood is manners. A lot of hood is manners. It's like the neighborhood that everybody hates. Chris, not mine. Well, Chris is from New York. He's from Brooklyn, so probably, yeah, inner city. I'm not from the inner city. I'm from the country. So we grew up with houses and apartments mixed in. Mostly houses though. You from the burbs? I'm gonna touch it. See, I'm both. Me too, Taki. I'm super, super country. I'm more, I don't know which one I'm more though.
I don't know which one I am. I guess
Brooklyn in the house. Is Brooklyn in the house without a doubt. We're going to teach on today, my love. What you saying, Libra? I'm trying to figure out which one I'm more. Am I more hood? I'm more country. I think I'm more country. I'm more country. Cause I damn near never turn my country off. Never.
she is country as hell.
Yeah. I'll turn my hood off in a New York second, because you ain't make no money hood now. You know, the only thing to make you money by being hood is the morals, is the integrity. Yes. But the country, I ain't turning that country off. That come with territory, baby. That come with territory. Believe it or not, though, honesty is a rule in the hood. Integrity is a hood rule. And that translates on what I do every day. I have to have integrity when I deal with my clients. I have to work for the client and not for myself. I have to think about the client's best interest and not my commission check. But I learned integrity in the hood. Because when you didn't have integrity in the hood, you got shunned. Like a lot of the stuff that go on, I'm not being mean. A lot of this flip-flopping that we see on Messy Talk, y'all would make it 10 minutes in the hood. You wouldn't get a chance to flip flop. You pick a team and you stay there.
And some of them be saying they from the hood and be just a flip flopping like they got on flip flops.
That's why a lot of time people be looking at me like I'm crazy, because I will say, "Hey, Asia, your ass is wrong. You know what I'm saying?" But I'll go to your enemy and hang out in your enemy's panel and won't mention your name. See, people who ain't from the hood will go to your enemy and tell your enemy, "Asia, man, she wrong as hell for that shit she did," and you will never know they feel that way. We don't play like that in the hood. You gonna hear that shit from us. The fuck I'm gonna tell somebody else for? That ain't cool. When you hood, you can turn it off. Yeah, ghetto ain't coming. Ghetto can't be turned off, child. Miniature. Hell no. Oh, I just can't deal with it. Turn that shit down. Mm-mm. When I be around ghetto folks, I got about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm out. I can't work with you. That shit hurt my soul. We did need to bring shame back, but what was I saying? FWA is an example of ghetto? No.
You don't think so?
Nah. FWA ain't ghetto. FWA ain't ghetto. She a hustler. She's also a chameleon. Y'all ain't figured that out about her by now?
I don't watch Pink Highlighter, so I wouldn't know.
If FWA never comes on this app again, y'all would never hear the and all of the things. She'll never say that shit again. She a chameleon. She adapt. She's a survivor. She adapt. Maybe that's why she's not worried about what may be coming. She's a survivor. She's a chameleon. She knows what she's doing. I don't look at her. I think she's hood. But I don't look at her as ghetto. I don't see her as ghetto. I'm gonna tell you who I would say is ghetto. Yeah, her hair is just crazy. Like, you do know in the hood, it's variations of hood too, right? Y'all do know that, right? Like, some of the people in my hood is like, oh my God. Like, they had certain parts of it. Like, when I grew up, people used to take a shopping cart. They take a shopping cart and wheel their clothes to the laundromat. Now, as ghetto, and I ain't gonna say ghetto, but as hood as my mama is, that was a not going, hell no. Hell no. She wasn't allowing that. We were not going to that level of hood. That's where the button now. No. That's what we not gonna do. If she had seen us, like, and we should have, because at least all our shit would have got to the laundry and back safely. All our shit kept getting stolen from the laundromat. But so we used to be saying, I wish we could damn wheel our shit to the goddamn laundromat. Maybe the shit come home. But mama would take the clothes to the laundry and wouldn't stay, and then somebody steal our clothes. So she's ratchet. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, she ratchet. She just ratchet. She hood, but she ratchet. But could she get a job in Hey, girl. What's up? That's somebody that's known me my whole life right there. Whole life. That just came in the room. You know how I do, Lee. I talk about how we was raised. I talk about, me and Tony. I just be in here talking to my people. I got the key limes in here listening to me tonight. Run my mouth. What you been up to? She wouldn't be able to switch it. Yes, she would. I guarantee you she would. I guarantee you. No, that's how I know. That's why I won't call her ghetto. Let me tell you something. You put friends with attitude in the whitest goddamn country club. Now, will she offer to pour them up some water and shit? Yes. But she'll do it with the way it's supposed to be done. She'll be like, may I pour you some water? Da da da. We'd be like, bitch, you here. You're not serving us. You here. And she'd be like, oh, okay, great. And then she'll remember that she's not there to serve, and she will acclimate real fast. Yeah, I think she can. I damn sure think she can. That's why I said she's not ghetto. She's just ratchet. You said you heard her try.
Oh, he's rich. Ghetto.
Are
Shit.
you still healing, girl? Is it different between ratchet and ghetto? People
No,
choose.
I'm saying they think FOE is ghetto.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Definitely not ghetto. She's ratchet. Mm-mm. There you go. Ratchet is something you choose. You know that, right? You know that, right? Feed the llamas, y'all.
I
Ratchet,
know.
ratchet is a choice.
Mm.
Yeah. Ghetto is ghetto is a place, but ghetto is also a state of mind. It's a mentality, if you will. Ratchet is something you choose. Like I know some ratchet. It's time for her to do her chores. She don't give a damn, y'all. My daughter don't care. I know some chicks that got a daddy at home, a mama at home. Daddy ain't never stepped out on mom. Mom ain't never stepped out on dad. Dinner was on the table at 5 o'clock every day, and that bitch is ratchet. You hear me? She chose it. That's what she chose to be. She was like, okay, Dad, you've been an example of a man. You've exemplified manhood, but I'm finna go get Pookie. I like Pookie. He ain't never got to take care of not one of our kids. He can have me at the welfare office. Matter of fact, he can have me at the clinic once a year. I don't care. That's ratchet. People choose that even though they know better. They choose the rough side of the mountain. Like I didn't choose the rough side of the mountain. That shit chose me. I ain't laying on Plymouth Rock, Plymouth Rock. Man, ratchet is some shit you choose, and I will. Now I like me a good little ratchet night. You know what I mean? I like some little ratchet behavior every now and again. Right? Thank you, Vigilant. But we ain't gonna just live ratchet now. But yeah, exactly. Some people choose ratchet because they're defiant. Right? Their parents be steady trying to send their ass to college, and they be like, no, they want to be selling drugs and stuff like that. Like Tony, even though he's bougie, he ratchet because he grew up seeing the best. He saw a great father, great stepfather, great grandfather, great uncles, great men. Thank you, Villain. Great men. He saw, everybody working, everybody responsible, everybody doing what they're supposed to do. And his ass like, nope, don't want to do that. Want to sell dope. That's ratchet. You wish you had that growing up. We can always wish Scorpio, but here's the thing. You get exactly what you need. You don't always get what you want, but you damn sure get what you need. And sometimes we have to step back in our life, even the part that we don't like and we don't want, and we have to, and when the puzzles come together, we go, oh, I needed that. I see why I didn't have a stable, household. Some of y'all, I done told y'all this 100 times, key lines. A lot of y'all got kids who weak as fuck. So you had to be the one to go through the fire so that your children will never get burned. Okay? Think of your children and ask yourself, could my children have stood in the paint if they lived my life? If the answer is no, thank God. Because your life didn't kill you, but it will probably have killed your children. Thank you. Mine wouldn't have made it 10 minutes. So you don't always get what you want, but you damn sure get what you need. And that's the long and the short. And that's why I don't play when it comes to the ancestors, because we could not have made it 5 seconds in their shoes. We talk big shit about them. Oh, I ain't my ancestor. You damn right you ain't. Oh, I'll get with you. Yeah, you can talk that shit because you got some 1 through 14 amendments that's backing your ass up. They didn't have those. And that's why now we're seeing these. Look, you see this little boy in 4th grade. Another child tried to lynch him. That's why shit like that coming back, because we be running our yappers talking shit about the ancestor. I ain't my ancestor. I get in your ass. You know what you need to be saying is, I'm grateful that I didn't have to go through anything they went through. They went through it so I wouldn't, because I couldn't have stood 5 seconds in their shoes. That's point blank, period. So that's so disrespectful for people but they wouldn't last a millisecond. You ain't lying, Lee. We wouldn't last a millisecond in their shoes. Exactly. You got birthrights and all that shit. You got a whole lot, baby, backing you up. So that's why our children are because we don't respect them. That's why our children, look, come on, man. History will repeat itself if you don't respect the people who came before you. We ought to be mandated once a year to go to cemeteries where slaves were buried and just stand there and pray and say, God, I thank you for them. Please may their souls rest in power with you today, Lord. We need to be mandated as a people to do that, because the shit that we don't have to go through, they did. And we take it for granted. We take it for granted. Yeah. We take it for granted. So that's why I say, if you feel like you don't have the life that you want, or didn't have the life, growing up, just know your children can't stand in your shoes. And you need to pat yourself on the back because your children don't have to stand in your shoes. No matter what you're going through, your children aren't living the life that you used to live. On my worst days, on my days where I really was like, am I doing this parenting thing right? I just would think about my upbringing. And I go, okay, the lights are on. You accomplished that. The lights are on. There's food in the fridge. Right? Right? They have a washer dryer. They're going to wear clean clothes to school tomorrow. All of the things. So, and I would go my ass to sleep. Anytime I would get down on myself, I would compare my life. And then, you know, my kids, when they grew up, they was like, we're sick and tired of you. But I'm like, I don't give a damn what you're saying. I'm going to hang my hat on that every time. You can complain about whatever you want to complain about, but you don't have the life I had. So, hey, I'm all right. I'm progressing. I may not, you know, and I'll check on, and like I used to tell them, I'll check on you in 30 years and see what your child say about you. Would never have, okay? Exactly. And that's why I used to tell them, like, y'all have never slept one night in a hotel that we wasn't on vacation. Never once. You don't know what the hell an extended stay is. You don't know what lights off is. You don't know what water off is. You don't know about washing your clothes in the sink. You don't know about boiling water and pouring it in the bathtub and the damn stopper moves out the way. So all your hot water goes down the drain and now you got to start all over. Oh, the bus is about to come in 20 minutes. How you going to reboil water? Almost scarred yourself, burn yourself every damn morning trying to bathe yourself. Right? Every day, it's a miracle you ain't burnt your whole damn legs up, dropping that hot ass water, trying to take a bath. Oh yeah, taking a cold bath. All of that. Never took it. That's why I used to tell my kids, I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. You ain't never took a cold bath. You ain't never boiled no fucking water. Get out my face. I may not have done it all right, but I didn't do it all wrong. And that's it, and that's all. I'm going to bed. See you when I see you. How about walking up to the 14th floor because, child, I heard in the inner city, baby. Ooh, I heard y'all. Oh, girl, let me tell you something. Oh, difficult conversations. Let me tell you. I ain't even gonna lie. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but when the wintertime, when we did have to stay in one room because that was the room that had the heat, I used to love that because I'm a togetherness type of person. So I actually used to like that now. That wasn't a bad part for me. They used to be like, nice, go to sleep. Because I would stay up all night. Because I felt safe. So, because everybody was in the room. So that was the night I would stay up all night. I would finally go to sleep like 4 or 5 in the morning. And so by the time I woke up, everybody done got up and they gone or whatever. I hear people walking past my head, you know. And so I do remember those were the good times when we would have to stay in one room together. I don't know. Sometimes I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I see why they named that show Good Times. I used to wonder, like, why the fuck would they name a show of all this goddamn hardship Good Times? And then I got grown and got some money. Because y'all know that show is based off of Eric Monty. It's based off his life. And I got grown and I got some money. And I went, oh, those times were good. Even though they were hard, they were good. Because everybody was alive. Everybody was well. We were just struggling financially, but we still had each other. You know. So I realize now why they named that show Good Times. I was like, this shit no goddamn good time. These motherfuckers okay, that's what's these motherfuckers ain't having no good time. They always struggling. They can't pay the bill. Who is? Okay. What now? She's somewhere. Oh, there she go. I see her. She sleep in the chair. But yeah, if you ain't never had, my kids could never stand in my paint, and I don't give a damn what they say. Now my daughter, she was her choice. She lived out there on her own, and I couldn't believe that she did it. She did it despite me though, but I couldn't believe that she did it. But my son, he's having none of it. No, sir. He's just like me. Oh no. My daughter's stubborn. I'm stubborn, but baby, when my stubborn will make me fold for me. I won't fold for you, but I would damn sure fold for me. My son is exactly like that. He is stubborn as fuck. But if his stubbornness gonna cause him hardship, he ain't with it. He gonna fold. He ain't with it. My daughter, she's stubborn as fuck. She don't care if it hurt her. Like, girl, get over it. My mama the same way. My mama the exact same way. My mom is stubborn to the point where she'll hurt herself being stubborn. It's like, all right, lady, whatever. I guess I'm gonna go to bed. Lady Libra don't stop asking questions. Ashley, you still up there? Chris, are you there?
I'm here.
How you feeling?
Tired.
I
In
keep telling
pain.
you. I keep telling you. Come up here, Chris. I keep telling you, Libra. I mean, Ashley. I keep telling
I know. I'm trying.
you. Life is what you make it, baby.
Hey, Key.
Hey, boo.
Hey,
What
Key
you
Limes. Wake the fuck up.
for real? Wake their asses up.
Ain't no sleep. We all in the room with the heat.
For real. Running out.
Everybody together.
We
You
at
be
grandmama's
coming.
house.
You
Make
be
a
coming
pallet. Get
for
a
us,
pallet. That's what
Libra,
I'm gonna start
Key.
doing. We have a sleepover. We're gonna have a sleepover one night, y'all. Y'all down for a sleepover?
I do a sleepover because my ass be up at night.
I'm for real. We gotta dress in pajamas and we can't go to bed till 6. Till the sun come up.
Shit, I do it.
Okay, we're gonna have a sleepover.
I do it. I be at work and everything, and my ass, I be getting off talking about I'm so tired. Then when I get off, I be up. It's like I get my second win when I leave work.
That's how my mom worked. My mom worked second shift when I was little. And then she started third. She worked like 2 years on second, then she started working third shift. But she would be the same way. Like she would get off at 11 or 12. She wouldn't bring her ass home to like 4 in the morning. Like, lady, your ass been off. Where the fuck you been?
Mama
Like
was
they get that
outside.
second wind though.
Mama was outside. You be coming for us, Libras, Key. I don't know what you be talking about because I'm a
All right.
loyal and I've never cheated.
Never.
Never. I'm on everything. I have never cheated. I just always felt like, why cheat on you if I could just leave you? If it's to the point where I need to leave you, I do know Libras that cheated, but I just felt like if it's to the point where I need to cheat on you, then I don't need to be with you no more. I could just leave you and we could just have an open relationship. But I do agree with you when you was like, when I was like, I'm as loyal as they come, you was like, yeah, y'all are loyal, but y'all so loyal sometimes to the point where it's like y'all foolish. I agree with you on that shit right there. Because I in relationships or just in general have been so loyal, but mainly in relationships, but I'm loyal to my friends and stuff too. But I have been so loyal to the point where people take my loyalty as a weakness. Like, oh, she not going nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she put up with a lot. I would put up with so much, until one day this man said something to me, and that shit has stuck with me ever since. Because even in my last relationship, I put up with so much. This man said, he said, what do you get? He said, what do you get out of being loyal? He said, I want you to sit here and think about it. And he said, this is to anybody, like, what do you get? He said, what does the person that put up with the most shit get as a reward? You don't get shit, but more shit to put up with. Because people know that you gonna just sit there and just deal with it, without setting no kind of boundary.
Okay,
Like,
let me ask you something. Especially the women in the room. Y'all don't judge me. When be real. I want y'all to be real. Don't give me no bullshit. When you are taking shit off of a man or a significant other or whatever, is it for him or is it for you?
I feel like
Be real. We being real.
I feel like it'd be more so for me.
Thank you. So how did they make a fool out you when you won?
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I can't blame nobody but myself. But the thing is, when somebody show you who you are, who they are, we supposed to believe it. That's why when I give advice to people now, and they be like, "Oh, they did this, they did this," I'm like, "But they've done it more than once. You can't blame nobody but yourself at that point. It's not their fault anymore. It's so it was my fault, but I kept putting up with it, like trying to be. I'm like I'm the bigger person, or trying to. I realized in most times, especially when it was companionship, um, I always look at situations and people. I try to deal with people based off of everything. Like I try to look at stuff from every angle, like everything they've been through. Because people, all people in life, they can only handle situations based off of what they've been through. Like you have to be taught something. I gotta turn my camera off because I'm about to be moving. You have to be taught something. You had to have like observed it. You know, it's just like children. Like we
Okay,
learn.
so here's the thing. At the end of the day, if y'all really weigh it up, y'all had some men that when he got caught cheating or doing something you didn't like or whatever, you didn't stay with him because you were like, I'm gonna do this for you. You did it, you stayed because he was either providing for financially or y'all chemistry was and Ray, who's the other guy that's texting you like, oh, I hate to see him. Oh, I hate everything about him. So it wasn't that you stayed with that man because he, and I had to wind up telling myself that. I was like, and that's why my prayer is different when it comes to relationships now. My prayer ain't, oh my God, keep us together. My prayer is always keep me on top.
Mm,
Because that means I'm gonna be on top no matter who I'm with.
you're right.
It ain't tied to a particular person.
I had to be I had to do that when I left my daughters. My daughter, she 18, but her father, I had to do that when I left him because we can pray for stuff, but you got to be very careful. You got to be very specific when you pray. And you got to be careful because if you aren't specific, God can answer your prayer, but not in the way you wanted him to answer it. So I had to be careful. I was with my daughter's father, and my daughter's father was, we had an age gap. He was older than me, but he was very verbally abusive to the point where I could see the physical abuse, but I didn't believe it would happen. So it got to the point where he put a pew pew to my head. And I had to, um, it
I'm
was
sorry.
weird.
I'm
It
sorry.
was, no, it's fine. Go ahead.
I was finna, I
Oh,
smiled because I'm like, boy, that's like giving me a birthday present. Just make sure you do it when the camera's rolling, because bitch, I'm gonna pistol whip you as soon as you
girl,
pop this gun. Bitch, you gonna lost your mind pulling a gun in my motherfucking head. Ho, is you crazy?
it was crazy. And it was,
But were you
I
scared?
it's amazing how like we can change the situation. I just look back on so much stuff, and at the end of the day, all I can say is, Lord, I thank you because
It
things
could
could
have
have
killed
been
you now.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and just in so many different, not even just that situation, but just stuff that we go through in life, um, in general. But in that situation, I watch how I changed over time in that situation. When I met him, I was modeling, and it was just so much different stuff. And I went from a very independent young woman to a very codependent.
You
Um,
know why, right?
I mean, I get it. I get it now. I understand
Why?
everything
Well,
now.
why? What happened?
But I mean, I allowed it to happen.
No, that's not what happened.
Are you saying because he was older than me?
No,
Oh, okay. What you got to say?
he had the Jedi mind trick you. You were out of his league. See, you got to remember when it comes to, we all weighing each other up, right? We weighing each other up. So he weighed you up, and he still wanted you because he knew you out his league, but he wanted you. So his whole thing is, I gotta figure out how to Jedi mind trick her and believing she out of my, you know what I'm saying? I'm out of her league.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they start tearing you down verbally, pointing out the flaws you may have, or trying to convince you of some flaws you don't fucking have.
Mind manipulation.
Mind manipulation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, and I know this is gonna sound real fucked up, but back in the day, a man could whoop a woman into submission. She didn't want her ass whooped. She didn't want to tear her looks up. And that's what they would do. They would tear a woman. They would beat her up so they can tear her. I knew a guy from my neighborhood. He used to whoop this, and this. She was very pretty. She looked Creole, but you could tell she was definitely mixed. And he did too. That was the crazy part. Him and her both was, they always said two bright skinned people don't need to be together. But him and her both looked like a white man and a white woman, right? But he used to beat her ass, and everybody would know he was trying to beat her and she had a nice figure too. Everybody knew he was trying to beat her looks away. And so every time, and he did, he accomplished it. This man rearranged this lady's face, and she started drinking, then she started drugging, and then when he ain't wanting to do with her. After that, they wound up having children. Their children wound up, because I don't know if it was because two bright skinned people don't supposed to be together, but their children wound up being albinos, having vision problems. Albinos have vision problems and stuff like that. They wound up going in the system, all kind of stuff. But I remember, again, I keep telling you, like in the hood, you don't have, nobody has to pull you to the side and say certain things. You just kind of, you hearing it, you seeing it or whatever. And I remember when he would beat on her, which was about a once a week thing, when he would beat on her, people would be saying like, he's just trying to take her looks from her. He's just trying to take her looks from her. He's trying to beat her confidence out of her. And so mentally, I kind of kept it in the back of my head that that's a possibility as a woman, as someone who's been, guys be, oh, you pretty, you pretty, you pretty, you pretty, you pretty. And and then I don't know why, but guys always want to whoop my ass. I was like, damn, why you want to touch me? What part of the game is this? And then I would remember that lady. And I remember like, okay, so, but we were kids. Like, why you, like, we're kids. Why the fuck are you trying to hit me? And so I realized that's one of the games that back in the day, a man could beat your looks away. Now he got to fuck your mind up, because if he hit you, you're going to jail. But they didn't send him to jail back then. I can't tell you how many times the police pulled up while this man was in commencing to beat the shit out of his wife. He didn't go to jail. They didn't do that.
They didn't send mine to jail neither. And that's what I was saying. This situation that happened, that's what they do. See, they try to isolate you. They don't want nobody else to be around you or to see you. That's what he did. He would isolate me. But when I told him I was gonna leave, he told me that he would KILL me before I left him. I prayed one day and I asked God to remove him from my life, and then I thought about it. Because I have a gift of discernment. I thought about it and I'm like, whoa, you need to be real careful. So I said no. So I prayed and I asked God, I said, can you remove the feelings that I have for him away from me so that I can be strong enough to leave him? And it wasn't even 2 weeks. I didn't have not an ounce of love left for him in my body. And I looked at him one day. He came in with bags. He would have been to Lennox. He went to Phillips. He with bags and money. And I was like, before you give me any of that, you might want to listen to what I got to say. And I was holding my daughter, and my daughter was 6 weeks old. And I told him I didn't want to be with him anymore. His eyes went black. It was like I was looking at a demon. And he grabbed me by my throat key and threw me up against that wall and beat me until I blacked out. I dropped my daughter. He drugged me out of our condo. We lived in in Buckhead. He drugged me by my hair. And when he opened the door, the maintenance men were in the hallway, because we were still in the building when you come out the door. And that's how he got me. Like, he would always give me money, like always, just, just throw money, and that's, of course, like, I went for it or whatever. But the maintenance man was like, hey, and like came running down the hall, busted lip, everything. That snapped him back into reality, and he took off. And I'm laying there, and the maintenance man, they called 911. The police got there and said they couldn't do anything because they didn't catch him doing it, and said because it could still be your word against his. You could have had someone else do this to you or got into it with someone else, but be pinning it on him because you don't. It was just a mess. It was a mess.
If you don't have a witness, that's police 101. Police can only go and get a warrant for things that they saw with their physical eyes. When they go before a judge and tell a judge, I have probable cause, it's because they're saying that they saw this. Or a witness, they believe the witness's testimony of this. But if the man done pulled off and you didn't have no witnesses, it's very hard to get a warrant for that man, to get him arrested.
Yeah, they went in.
Or person. I shouldn't even just say man, or person, period.
They went and told him they got his information. They was like, but what we will do is tell him that if we catch him over here on this property again, he's going to jail. Like, we will do that. And they was like, and you can put out a protection order, like a PTO and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just, I noticed, like, in situations, I have this thing where I try to deal with people based off of like everything they've been through. I have this empathy that I carry that I've gotten better with for people and like the lifestyle that they've been through. Like, if I know somebody that's been through, for instance, I use my ex as an example. He, like, whole life just fucked up. Born in prison. Yeah, I have this savior like complex. Well, I'm getting out of it now, but this is what. So he was born in a prison. His mom had him in prison. She went to prison for a good reason. So I'm not even judging her for that, but had him in prison. They gave him to his family. His family are all drug addicts. So he grew up, like, lived in that kind of house, like a trap house. He started like running the streets, being a street pharmacist at like 9 years old. It's just, it was dealt a bad hand and have always been like, he never went outside of like it's his perimeter.
He played a hand bad.
And he
worked with that.
Don't get me wrong, like, he, as far as in that area, he did good for himself in that area. And he keeps saying like he want to do this, he want to do that. Like, he'll put money into a business, like starting a business or whatever. But this is all he know. Like, so everything he knows is like dysfunctional and toxic. And he would say how he wants something different, but he would always like go back to like the way he was raised. Like, it's just so much. So he normalized toxicity, even with dealing with women. He didn't even understand what it was like to live in peace. And then when me and him, I guess, like, for him, I was different. Because right now I'm in Virginia. I'm not from Virginia. I'm from Georgia. Not a lot of people here, even though I've been here for 8 years. Like, only so many people know me. I stay on a whole different side of town. Like, the side of town I live on is very different than that side of town. Very like mixed, primarily like probably Indian and like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just really different. And so I think for him, he was so attracted to me because I'm different. He knew I was different. You could tell I'm different just by like being around me, conversation, the way I carry myself. And at the same time, I'm not a basic bitch. So that was something different. But when I look at people, even though something may be like crazy and out of order, I look at everything around them and I'm like, you can only expect so. It's like his ex he dealt with like fucked all his homeboys, and it's like those were the people he would cling to, and I didn't understand. So I'm trying to be this different person for him. I'm like, okay, well maybe he just needs something different. You know what I mean? Because he kept like chasing me, chasing me. I'm like, maybe he needs something different, needs something better, need to know what it's like to really be loved, need to know. And like 2 years in, I started dealing with stuff, and then he started, the way he was handling me was like crazy. So I'm catching it, but I'm like, one thing about a man, when a man going through something financially, it changes how they operate completely. Like, and so I had to deal
Their
with him.
identity is attached to their wallet. You know that, right?
Exactly. So when his stuff started going on, I was like, you know what? He's dealing with something right now. He just shoved out like $70,000. He's dealing with something right now. So, but then it got to the point where the stuff he would say to me, he wasn't even respecting me. And I'm like, whoa, but you're not going to talk to me. And I communicate very well, so we would have these conversations. At the end of the day, respect is earned, not given. You do not have the right to talk to me any kind of way. Or he would do, and then it was stuff where it was just starting to be blatant disrespect, like staying out all night. Certain things I'm just not going to tolerate. So it was just little stuff. And then so when I started going out, I'm very domestic. I don't mind being at home, chilling at home. I kick it with my girls. If I have some company, they can come over. We can drink, chill at home. I'll go out every now and then, but I did so much of that when I was young. I don't even really care. You know what I'm saying? I'll just kick it. But when I would go out, it's why are you out? And then if we're having a conversation, I'm like, you out all night. Like I'm telling you, I'm not going to do it. You can't do what I do. Like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like talking to me like that. So that's what ended up, when that started happening, I was like, oh, this ain't going to work. Because you think I'm somebody to play with. I'm nobody's doormat. You are not going to play with me. You are not going to play with me. So we started going back and forth like that. Now he regretted, but it's too late. Because I'm the type of person that I will try to communicate with you. I will try to talk to you. We would try to,
Cats are worse than toddlers. She knows what she's doing.
Dogs are too. So yeah, I left that situation, but because I know my worth and I know my value. I know what I carry. I am not common, and you will not treat me as such. So I walked away from it.
I mean, if he was big balling, shot calling, but then he wound up having financial difficulties, his whole thing is, if I can't make the money, I gotta beat the shit out of her so that she'll feel insecure until I get back to getting the bread. It's be just a real bad roller coaster.
But that be that stuff you talking about, like how our loyalty, we'll be so loyal that it'll be that. Yeah, and that's why I was like, I completely agree with you on that. I had to start telling myself, and when I heard the man say that, he was just talking to like more than one person. He was like, women will be, now I haven't stayed with someone through cheating. That's something that I never did. But what ultimately ended up happening was, I told you he was staying out and stuff, and I didn't catch him in anything. One day a woman called my phone, and I answered the phone, and she's like talking, and I'm letting her talk. I get my other phone, and I'm texting him, and I'm like, dang, you was that mad last night? You was out all night? I was like, so now you fucking with other people? And he was like, I don't know what you talk about. You know where I be at? You can pull up on me. I said, yeah, I do know where you be at, and I knew who you was with. I said, and he like, you don't know what you talking about? So I call him, and I let him hear everything she's saying. He ain't got nothing to say. So I told him, I'm like, we don't have nothing to talk. He was like, ain't nothing to talk about. You just come get whatever you need to get. But this is the thing. You was going to keep lying until you found out that I knew the truth. The man's point was...
So once you played the tape for him, what did he say then? He wanted to work it out, or he was like, I bet.
His excuse was, when he calmed down and tried to talk to me, he was like, Well, shit, you be fucking with people too. You know that dumbass game they try to play. That dumbass game. I said, who I be fucking with? You be fucking with people too. Oh, you know you be fucking with people. You just ain't been called. I said, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna speak on facts and not assumptions. Because I got proof that you was fucking with somebody else. You don't have proof. I don't care about what you think. Because the truth always come out. So I'm not even worried about that because I know what I've done. This manipulation, this mind game you trying to play, that shit don't work with me. That shit don't work with me. Ain't shit about me slow. We're not even going to talk. We're going to talk about facts. Show me proof.
Play in your face.
Playing in my face. Playing in my
Have you ever
face.
had a guy give you like 4 excuses in one conversation? It's like, you cheat too? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, well,
That's what I'm saying. I ain't nobody. Don't nobody have.
Remember that time? Boy, get out of my face before I hurt you.
It was always something though. And then my homegirl, the night before, when me and him had got into it, my homegirl, it was her birthday. She came over there. We was just chilling. We both used to work at a winery, so I keep a whole bunch of wine. We was drinking wine. She doesn't eat meat, so I had cooked. I made all stuff with no meat. Like I had made a salmon pasta, some spinach dip. We were just kicking it, having fun. But me and her always hang out. We were just having fun, kicking it. He had came to the house. He ended up having to leave back out. He wanted me to go with him, but he felt like we was taking too long. So we got in a little argument. I was like, I'm not finna argue with you. I'm with my friend. Like, you always want to argue. It's like you need an argument. It's like that shit make your dick hard. Like you need an argument.
That way, like y'all be saying that about me. Y'all say that about me on this app, but I'm like, I grew up arguing with my siblings every day.
But I said, that's what I told him. I said, you don't know how to function in peace. You need it. Like you need it. He sabotages situations all the time. So I told him, he was like, well, we got in an argument and you hung up in my face. So I thought you was over there. I thought you and your friend might have been fucking. I know you used to fuck with girls. I said, that's not going to work with me. Because if you would have brought your ass home, you would have known what we was doing. You got a key. If you would have came home, you would have knew what we was doing. We was chilling. So he was just doing that little kid shit, trying to act like it was something else and saying that he did it because he thought I cheated. And
You sure you want to come up, baby?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You thought whatever you thought, it ain't what you thought. So it is what it is. So obviously you didn't value me as a person and you didn't value our relationship. We have been together. At the end of it, we have been together for almost 4 years.
There's this song that y'all know I love trail ride, Southern soul music, right? There's this song that I heard the other day that said "Toxic Love is the best love." Have you heard that song? I had to send it to Tony because I'm like, I don't know why, but if you think back on your relationships, being 100, them toxic relationships, they ain't fun when you in them, but them motherfuckers were fun. You like.
Yeah, but there are different levels of toxic relationships too, though. It's those good toxic relationships and fun, and it's those crazy, like, scary toxic relationships. I'm talking about the snap kind. You see what I'm saying?
I was all there. I was listening.
So I done been in a few toxic ones, so I can think back on and I'll be like, I kind of miss that nigga a little bit.
It was fun. It was so fun at the time. I remember I broke in Tony's mama house that time and stood over him.
Girl, you is crazy.
I was bad about this. That lady had to change her door locks, man. I was bad about breaking in that lady's house.
That is crazy. I ain't never broken nobody's house.
She should have gave me a key. She had gave me a key first. Like she had gave me a key.
Well, that ain't breaking in.
But no, now she had took the key too. So and I was still going because I knew where they kept the spare key. So me and Tony had broke up, and of course he moved back home with his mom or whatever. And he ain't see Tony is so routine. I have one of the most routine. Him and my daughter, they're so routine. You can set a watch to them. And so if he didn't do something in the routine, the wheels on the bus go round and round. So, I'm sitting there thinking like, why didn't he do this? I remember I was cooking. It was around like November. You know how it get dark at like 6 or 7 o'clock. And I was cooking pork chops. I'll never forget. I battered the pork chop up. I was making macaroni and cheese, all of that. And he had came by my office. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, it wasn't November. It was tax season, because this is what made me feel like something was up. Tony is the type of guy, he's a protector, right? Yes, I'm the chaos in my house. He's a protector, right? And he's not gonna let you be somewhere by yourself at night. So at tax season, I ran an insurance agency, right? And so my agency closed at 6 o'clock every day. But when I would do taxes, people get off work and come get their taxes done for me at my office. So I would be during tax season, I might be in my office at 9 o'clock at night or so.
Yeah.
Well, me and him was on the outs. And I, when you love somebody, you like, oh, I hope they show up today. I hope they come by, whatever.
Girl, he didn't show up.
Oh, he did. He came.
Okay.
I will never forget. He came. I was doing some people taxes or whatever. He laid in the middle of my floor. Because I had carpet in my office floor. So he laid in the middle of the floor. So I was like, okay, bet he's gonna stay here till I finish these files. Right. And then he kind of like, like he dozed off or whatever, or just was chilling, thinking or whatever. I don't know. And then he got up. He was like, all right, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you tomorrow when I wake up. And I'm like, you gonna do
what, nigga?
Right. And I was like, no way this man's gonna let me stay at this office by myself. He's not gonna do that. But he pulled off. Of course, my scary ass got up and pulled off too, but I went the opposite way. Right. So I went, got some groceries, came home, and because again it was wintertime, so it was like 7 at night. So we was actually talking. We were talking on the phone. He was like, all right, let me get my shower and stuff. I made it home. Let me get my shower and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Acting funny.
I battered them damn porch. I could not fry that food fast enough. I was like, kids, y'all eat. I'll be back. Like, there was so many times, y'all, I used to be like, man, I hope I don't go to jail tonight. But, so I drove and I used to park my car in the woods, and I would literally walk. I'd be like, please, Lord, don't let no snake be around me. But I would walk my happy ass.
Parking in the woods is crazy.
I was parked in the woods. I'm not lying. I would park my car in the fucking woods, and I would walk in the dark, was praying to God I didn't run up on a damn pothole, like how it be.
Yeah, them little holes in the ground. In the middle of the
I used to pray to God, because I'm like, I don't want to fall on the ground. I'm trying to fall on a snake or something. I'm maneuvering through the woods, can't see shit, just by the moonlight, finally get to the house or whatever, and I stand on something, a brick or something, so I can look in his bedroom window. So I'm like, okay, he's
trying to see a bitch in there.
He's in there by himself, and I'm saying to myself, like, I want that phone. All my homegirls be like, leave that man phone alone. I was bad with the phone. I would grab a man phone in a heartbeat. I had some dudes stop messing.
I ain't never been through a man phone.
Oh, please. I was to go through your phone, girl. Now I don't give a fuck. But I was like, okay, so he is here by himself. But who in that fucking phone? Because I bet you he talked to somebody. So my whole thing was, I'ma just wait until like he goes, it's late.
Yeah.
I ain't walking back in them woods back to my car to sit in my car. So my goofy ass is sitting at a part of these people's house that, like, it's a little over a ridge or whatever, like a breezeway or whatever that would take you through to where their bathroom is, and then the bathroom takes you into the house.
You on a whole stakeout.
Girl, I'm sitting on probably a paint bucket or something for hours.
That's crazy. I would have gave up.
I used to be off the fucking chain. I'm sitting this bitch for hours. Then I'm like, all right, everybody sleep, good and sleep. So I go on in the house or whatever. I knew where they kept the spare keys, so I went on in the house. I went in his bedroom because I thought his bedroom door would be locked, but he didn't lock it. I went in his bedroom, and because they had real wood floors, they creak. And Tony does not, even now, he does not. I guarantee he hear every word I'm saying. He's, even though he's sleep, he probably still hear every word I'm saying because he don't sleep hard at all. He's an ex dope boy, so he taught himself never sleep hard. Right. So I creaked that floor, and he looked, and he was like, and you could tell he was saying, "Am I seeing her for real? Like, is she here for real? Or am I dreaming about her?" And then I just stood there frozen. And he was steady blinking. And then I guess he convinced himself it wasn't me, like he was dreaming. So he closed the eyes again. I took the next step and I creaked. And I guess that's when he realized, like, he said, "Nah, what you doing, man?"
Oh my God.
It
That's
got to the
crazy.
point, like, I used to do stuff like that so much that when he would hear, like, a noise or something, he'd be like, "Nah, get in the bed." And I'd be like, "Okay."
And you ain't gonna do shit.
And I just get in the
All
bed. And then
that for
next morning,
nothing.
he be like, "Where your car at?" I'm like, "He got to take me to my car."
That's crazy. That is crazy. Sitting outside on a paint bucket in the dark after walking through some woods in the middle of the night, stepping over snake holes and ducking tree branches is crazy work.
Listen, the stuff me and that man used to put each other through was crazy. Like, me and him would be literally on the phone, right?
All your ass needed was a grappling hook.
I don't know what I needed, but I needed a straight jacket for one. And we would be on the phone just talking, and he would be like, "Let me come up there." I'm like, "No." Let me come up. I'm like, "No." I wait good till he's snoring on the phone, which he like breathe hard. He don't really snore, but he breathe. And I'm like, "Wake up." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Can you come up here?" And he would literally get up and come up here in the middle of the night. He drive 45 minutes. But we had that, that's our chemistry. The minute I'd be so anxious, like I can't wait for him to pull up. As soon as he pull up, it was on like popcorn, baby. We waste no time.
He could have pulled up 45 minutes beforehand, but
Yeah,
your ass
but
was
his whole thing would
playing.
be like, "I've been asking you for like 5 hours. Let me come home." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." So,
Well,
it used to be fun. It used to be fun, but now me and him both be like, "Nigga, go to sleep. Go to sleep."
yeah, I be chilling now. I left that situation, and I'm like, I'm not. I don't know. It's like when I'm in a relationship or when I'm with somebody, I just put up. Well, I feel like I have in certain situations, just put up with so much because I just want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt, or I try to look at the situation from every single,
Angle.
yeah, every single angle. Um, and I just don't want like it takes. I don't just leave people for bullshit. So if I left you, you did something. You see what I'm saying? Like you really, it was worth. You did something. It was worth leaving. Like it was worth it.
Well, I'm a Capricorn, so this how it works with us.
Boy, my baby daddy is Capricorn.
Ooh, shit. This how it works with
That's the
us.
one that put the mm.
Oh yeah, see, that's why I don't do weapons, because every man I've ever had that had a weapon hid it from me, because they was like, hell no, hell no. I remember, I was cleaning my house one day, and we had a keeping room and we had a living room, right? And I was cleaning under my it was basically a nightstand, but I was using it as a console table. And I went to clean up under it, and there was this box. Oh, and you know me, I'm like, "Oh Lord, not some porno or not some, that." I said I couldn't get in the box, so I called my ex, and I was like, "What's in this damn box?" He was like, "How you find that box?" I was like, "I was cleaning up." He was like, "Hey man, put that box in my closet." I was like, "Well, why is it not in your closet already? Why is it downstairs in the living room underneath the console table or nightstand, what you want to call it. He was like, I was hiding it from your crazy ass. And I was like, I said, so what's in it? He was like, dummy. I was like, find a new spot. He was like, oh, I am. Trust me, you would never know where the gun is at in my house.
Not your crazy ass. That's what he said. Because of him, he actually taught me. Because he was, the same thing that Tony was. So the thing I do like about him for being with him that he taught me was to be overly observant.
Yeah, that's Tony.
Like
Yeah.
overly observant, and I appreciate that. I see stuff way before people see it. Like
I watch my mirror. Tony taught me to watch my mirror.
Yep.
He taught me to watch my mirrors. Like if I'm driving at night, I watch like the cars that's behind me. Maybe I will pull up. I'll pull up 3, 5 subdivisions away from where I live. I pull in that bitch like I live there.
Some random, there. I will too. Yeah, if I feel like something big,
pull right in the driveway and just sit there and wait for like no cars to be on the street, and then I'll pull out and then I'll go home.
If I feel like I've been seeing the same car too long, I start going down streets I ain't never been down, a whole different way.
Yeah,
like a whole different way.
Like a man. And I can't see good, so for me to look at my mirrors, I'm checking that one. I'm constantly watching like my mirrors because I don't know if I'm,
I could be having a conversation with you and you could be facing me and I could be facing you. I'm gonna be able to tell you everything that's going on around you behind you.
Now I'm not that good. That's him. Like he is.
That's because of him though. I appreciate it. Like me and you could be having nobody, and then you may notice eventually that I'm looking around. You be like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing." You just keep talking. I'm listening. I be listening to everything you saying. We'll be having a good conversation. I can tell you what somebody way across the parking lot got going on, talking about. Somebody could be pulling on the next. I'm like,
probably would be like that had I been with him which I wouldn't have been with him, and that's no joke, no shade to you or anything, but
no,
I wouldn't have. If I had probably been with him while he was actively selling, I probably would because I had to. That's the lifestyle we were living, so therefore I would have to. You know what I'm saying? But because I've never been with him while he was actively in the game, I wasn't his girl when he was in the game like that. He went with me, so I ain't have to watch my back.
No, that's why. You're right, because that's why I'm like that. Because he taught me. He was paranoid. Like when we would go, if we was at the club or something, he would have security. But he taught me. I'm grateful that he did though, because some stuff that people just wouldn't catch that they need to, I catch it immediately. So I'm grateful.
That's a running joke around here. Tony be like, "Y'all don't pay attention to nothing. Like you and them kids don't pay attention to nothing." He pay attention to everything. He watched the he literally get up every morning. I taught him to look at his bank accounts because that's what I do. I get up and look at all my different bank accounts, log into every bank, and look at what's in them bank. What's came out, whatever. I taught him how to do that, but he's gonna do that first now, and then he gonna watch them camera. He gonna look at what happened the day before. Did that come natural to you? What watching my surroundings? No. Because I've never been the type of person that like go places where even though I grew up in the hood, I felt safe in the hood. Like you knew who was gonna steal your bike. You knew who, you know what I'm saying. You knew who was selling drugs. You knew who probably was gonna unalive, somebody or whatever. So everybody had a role in the hood, and they stuck to their role. You never really got shocked. You know how people how over here we be seeing people like, oh, that wasn't on my bingo card. It's always on your bingo card in the hood. Everybody play their role, and they keep that role. Looking at emails, banks, yeah, most definitely. I check my emails first thing in the morning, banks first thing in the morning. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? From the time I started really being a business person and had my first BlackBerry, I look at my emails in the morning. But checking my bank accounts, I used to have to check my bank accounts because I'm what's come out was, especially being in insurance, and I used to take cash. Baby, that damn trust account used to get on my nerve because you can lose your license if you don't have your trust account right. So that was a constant me having to get up every morning, seeing which one of my clients' policies have, payments have come out, and if I'm short anywhere, because you're not supposed to be short because it's a trust account. So, but it just, I hated those times. I wound up telling my clients, I was like, listen, we don't take cash here anymore. I can't do it because, boy, for whatever reason, every time a holiday, vacation, I don't give a damn. I used to have to wind up putting like between 300 and 1,500 in the bank because somehow we were off, and I hated that shit. I hate it because you're never supposed to be off, and I hate it. You're not supposed to commingle. You're not supposed to put your own money in there, but it used to drive me crazy. So
How
that.
many? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. How many bank accounts do you think people should have, in your opinion? Like, so if you're starting off with more than one, what do you think the minimum amount of bank accounts someone should have?
I would say 4 is a minimum because you're gonna have a check.
We're not talking about for people that got 15 businesses like you.
No, an average person should have 4.
4 bank accounts, okay.
Because you're gonna have your everyday. If like I was horrible with money, like horrible with money. So if you're gonna try to be diligent with money, you're gonna have one bank account that's your everyday. Once you blew that, you sit your ass down somewhere. That's it. That's all, folks. Then you're gonna have your savings because that's what make you feel safe. That's saving, safe, all that. So rainy day fund. I call that a rainy day fund. Me, I'm a tither. So I have a bank account that I literally tithe out of.
Okay.
Yeah, before I touch a dime of my money, tithes come out first. So I have an account for that. I have my checking, I have my savings, and then I'm in business, so operational, but you can have it for like the kids or whatever. You know how kids have extracurricular, that bullshit that come out of nowhere with kids, you know what I'm saying? Oh, mama, graduation pictures or field trip or whatever. You can have that, slide a little money over there, you know what I'm saying? So you never like really, if you learn how to hide money from yourself, like I'm a stacker. I've always been a stacker. Even when I didn't have money, I was a stacker. And when I didn't know how to manage money well, I would hide it from myself. So that was my way of stacking. When I didn't know how to save money, my way of saving money would be to hide it from myself because I'm like, if I know where it's at, I'm gonna spend it. So I would hide the money. But now I just stack because I just stack. You know what I mean? It is what I need it. I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable unless I have a certain dollar amount that I can have tangibly put my hand on. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't have to ask. I don't want to have to ask anybody. I don't need nobody credit check. No, I need to be if somebody called me and said, "Hey, I got this sweet ass house. I got or I got this sweet ass deal." I want to be able to go. All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wire the money to the attorney's office tomorrow. We close when the title work back. I always want to have access to that at my disposal. But I wasn't always that way. And, I gradually grew. I remember when I used to get nervous when I had $999, right, in my bank account. If I had $999, I would get nervous. Once it hit $1,001, I would not be nervous anymore. Then I remember when I got to the point where when I got to $9,900, $9,999, I would get nervous. And when I got to $10,100, I would feel safe again. Okay. And it grew from there. You know what I mean? Okay. Then it went to, okay, you got 20,000. You got 40. Okay, you got 50,000. You know what I'm saying? Then it just went from there saying, okay, this is the number that I feel like, all right, everything gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a business owner, so I'm different from the average person.
No, I understand that part.
Anything come out anywhere for a business person.
No, I understand that part completely.
Yeah. But I would say, 4 bank accounts, one just like I say, everyday spending. One, if you're a tither, I just believe tithing is attached to blessings. One savings. That's that. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna do something big for myself, whether it be a purse,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be a trip, whether it be, whatever, that you save the money and everything is paid. You ain't nothing hanging over your head, nothing looming. Tap that savings. Or sometimes the savings have to replenish the checking. Okay. I had a good bit of times this year in 2025 where my savings had to replenish my checking. Plenty, plenty, plenty of time. Matter of fact, I gotta go do it in the morning. I'm supposed to do it in the morning. Well, I was supposed to do it today, but Tony parked in front of my car before I could leave, so I'll do it in the morning.
I'm about to go in the house. I'm about to drink this real quick.
What is you drinking, Krista?
I'm about to drink this. It's a detox.
Oh, I thought you had some cut water, Chad.
Oh, I've actually never had one of those.
I'm gonna get me some cut water tomorrow. That's it. That's all. I
I'm
hope
gonna
you
try
like
it. I'm gonna try it. I just haven't tried it yet. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I need to try it.
I don't like the taste of beer, so I don't like, but I do like how it make you feel because you be like, damn, it creep up on you.
It tastes like beer.
To me because
I might not like that. Then I hate beer.
it's got a yeah, it's got a taste like that,
To me, you know how a garbage truck smell. You know how garbage truck
Hold on before you
smell.
leave. Hold on. Wait a minute, let me get the other phone.
Zara, I'm sorry.
Are you scrolling?
You crazy talking about you shaking us in a protein cup? Yeah, that little thing that be inside the cup. Little thing that be inside the cup. Come on now, Key.
What happened?
That echo.
Oh.
You can't see it. This stuff green. This it's called
Is
super
it gonna
cold.
make you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, but not right now. Like tomorrow morning it will. It's called Super Colon Cleanse. And I do the powder form because I don't like to take the capsules. Yep, that little circle thing.
Oh, you brave.
Mm. It's not bad though. It's not like that kind of make you go to the bathroom where you go to the bathroom all day. It's like I drink it at night. In the morning, you'll feel yourself like you have to go to the bathroom, and you'll have it makes you go like you normally go, but it'll like it cleans you out. Like it won't have you running and going all like back to back. It's not like that type.
Mm-mm. That's like you got to stay home.
It's not that kind. Like it's gonna make me go in the morning. I'll just feel like I like normally how I feel if you got to go take a VM. I'll have to go take a poop in the morning. Like when I get up, it'll like get it like all out, like a clean, like not have you like running. I'm talking about like a good clean. It's a colon cleanse though, so it get rid of like parasites, like everything.
How many times do you do that?
Mm. Once a day for a week.
You know what? That don't sound too bad.
Yeah, I do the powder form because the capsules. If you do the capsules, you gotta drink take 2 capsules a day, twice a day. And that's too much. I don't even like capsules because they get stuck inside your throat sometimes, make you gag. So I do the powder form. If you do the powder form, you just do 1 scoop of powder inside of any liquid.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, baby.
Inside of any liquid. Keita got to send these gifts.
I know she on a roll.
I know. I seen them. Y'all know Keita.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The gifts are sweet or whatever from battling, but for the most part, I'm just very, 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 very competitive. I don't let nobody beat me. So if I wind up giving the gifts back, it is what it is. I see Brad Kingdom walking the streets. They got me
Hey,
yesterday.
Dior.
Where these
And
people come from? What? It went from like 60, 70 to 8, almost 90.
That's because I was shaking my cup.
Oh, you were shaking your cup. You were
ain't a lot of people
bringing
live
in.
tonight. That's why I'm like, where's everybody at? Where everybody at? Cause they ain't in Braid Live. Let me see. $2 got her normal. Braid only got four something in there. Can you believe it?
Who got who?
Braid only got 424 in his room tonight, and he's in the streets.
Oh well, I'm surprised because they might be asleep, Key. It's 2:30, but they would still be in there. They would still be in there
Exactly. They'll be in
asleep.
there. It's like we was
You
asleep.
right?
He had to turn us off the other night.
Yeah, because it
What's he
was
doing?
millions
Is he
of us in there.
Is Petty them still going?
I don't know. I need to go in the house. My other phone in the house.
is he being messy?
He just walking the streets of Vegas, and then what's it called Fine China? She in the streets too. I don't know if she's in. Petty ain't live no more. Breadcrumb ain't live no more. I guess everybody did go to sleep this time. Nitra ain't got but 288.
Yeah, they went to sleep off
Listen,
the app, or they out. It is Friday night. They might have went out.
That's when they crunk up in here. They get some shit started over here. That's crazy.
Because normally, even when I go to sleep, most of the time I be like, even when I be on your app, I be falling asleep on your app. Hey,
Hey
I'm
y'all.
shocked. Where everybody at, Cam?
I don't know, Auntie. I ain't been on the app. I've been in the. I was in the studio tonight, and I'm getting my hair done. I just came to say hey.
Hey, booby, love
I
you.
love you.
You coming to my battle Sunday?
You said Sunday? What time?
After after court.
I'm almost done.
You know, I'm on West Coast time, so court be real early for me. But
It's
text
probably
me.
gonna be like 2 your time. Well,
Auntie,
probably like 12 or 1 your
probably
time.
like 12. I'll be up. I'll be here. But just
Okay.
text me and remind me. You have my number, Auntie. I still gotta
Okay.
call you about that other stuff too.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I had a situation figured out. That's why I didn't because I didn't need it in the moment. But for future reference, I'm going to need it because the VA is trying to play with me a little bit. Not gonna lie.
But you still in?
No, I'm a veteran.
Okay.
I got medically separated, so I'm a disabled veteran technically.
How much they giving you?
30, but I'm fighting for 100. They only gave me 30 because what I have, they that's the minimum that they can give me. Like they can't give me zero or anything. It's they call it a presumptive condition. So they have to give me at least 30, but I think they should give me more because I was diagnosed on base and just because of like what I have, I think they should give me more, but I have to fight for it. They want me to get a lawyer and all this extra stuff, but I just don't feel like it's that necessary. I think I just gotta talk to them people a little different.
I have to put you in touch with some young kids. I know they got 100% both of them, and he runs a fitness thing, and he trains dogs and teach people how to do stocks. So I have no earthly idea what their medical condition is because their brains work great. Their physical, they play, they are both
Yeah.
really, really physically fit. So I never, it was my job to ask them what the problem is.
Yeah.
When I did their loan, I just looked on their thing. At the time, she was 90 and he was 100, but then they later told me she wound up getting the full 100. So I have to
Yeah,
put
I
you in
should be 100 TMP
Okay,
because
Ashley, baby, love you.
my condition has underlying conditions that are attached to it. I have MS. I don't know if you know that, but I have multiple sclerosis. So it's an autoimmune condition, but it's a nerve condition too. So what they're trying to do is
I'm getting diagnosed with. I'm in the process of getting diagnosed with MS.
are you?
That's so crazy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I've been diagnosed since 2022, so 3 years now. But because of all of the underlying conditions that come with MS, that's why I should be getting 100% because it's like migraines. I know people usually get like 20% for migraines. You get like fatigue and like tingliness in your extremities and stuff like that. Just different things that I should be like with all of those extra things added up, I should get 100%, but they're not trying to give it to me. But Ash, I'm definitely gonna pray for you. MS is hard. It's not an easy thing to have. I make it look really good, but it's like they call it a snowflake disease. So everyone's looks different. So hopefully you have a good case of it and they diagnose you. It took them like 7 years to diagnose me. I've had symptoms.
Damn.
I did not get diagnosed until I went to the military and I went blind in both of my eyes for 7 days.
Yeah. So I just got back from
What?
being hospitalized. I had optic neuritis in my left eye.
That's what I have too.
And they said that I have a lesion or had a lesion on my brain and on my spine,
Hmm.
but it's not acute, so I'm not having an active like
Flare.
attack.
Hmm.
So they're like, oh well, you could still have these symptoms and you not like get everything until like years down the road. I'm like, that's not a life to live.
But you don't want them. So this is a thing with MS that I found. For me, I didn't have to get a spinal tap for my MS because by the time they diagnosed me with it, I had lesions on all three of my sites. So I had it on my brain, my thoracic, and my cervical spine, which automatically cancels out. They automatically will diagnose you. If you don't have it on 2 out of 3 of the lesions, you have to get a 2 out of 3 of the sites. You have to get a spinal tap to make sure that it's MS because MS, it channels lupus a lot. So sometimes they have to make sure that you have MS versus lupus. And so they have to do a spinal tap to cool the fluid to make sure that's exactly what it is. But if you have lesions on 2 out of 3 of your sites, they're definitely going to diagnose you with it. As long, even if you're not in an active flare, just make sure that they're not trying to give you CT scans because CT scans won't show it. Make sure that they're giving you MRIs. That's why it took me so long to get diagnosed because they weren't giving me the right scans. And you can only see MRI, you can only see MS on an MRI if you're not in an active flare. If you're in an active flare, you can see it on a CT scan. It's just super hard to detect. But just make sure that you're doing your due diligence because they will, like I said, it took me 7 years to get diagnosed. And I had crazy symptoms. Like I got shingles at 22. You're not supposed to get that until you're 60 or 65. But because my immune system is so compromised, I got it super, super early. So just make sure that you're like definitely advocating for yourself. It's definitely more common in Black women than it is anyone else. And actually more common for us than it is anywhere else in the United States. So just make sure that you're doing your due diligence. If you need any like advice when you do get diagnosed about like your infusions that you'll get or like the medication that you'll take, just hit me up and let me know because I have a lot of information.
Thank you. I will, because before I got before they were trying to tell me like, oh, like that's normal. Like you can
It's
only
not.
feel one side of your body. Like that's normal. I'm
It's
like,
not.
that's not normal.
It's not.
Like
But as Black women, we have definitely a lot of medical racism that goes on. Like I said, I went blind. It took me to go blind in my eyes for 7 days on a military base for them to diagnose me. I had shingles. I had my both my extremities will go numb for days and months at a time. I had optic neuritis really bad to the point where I could not drive because I couldn't see the lights. I could not like if it was too dark or too bright. I couldn't go to the grocery stores like super crazy migraines like in my eyes, like just a lot of crazy stuff. And it took them a long time to diagnose me. So the things that you're feeling, they're not normal. You're
Girl,
not
you
crazy.
scaring me because I caught shingles when I was in my 20s. I remember the doctor laughed at me. He was like, well, somebody's stressed out. And I was like,
It's immune, auntie. So if your immune system is compromised, because you have to think if you got chickenpox, and it's crazy because nowadays a lot of people don't get chickenpox. Like it's not a common thing anymore because of the vaccine. But I am the last year of the millennial, so I got chickenpox. And if you have chickenpox, that is a virus that lives dormant in your body until your immune system is compromised. That's why people get it when they're older. So me getting it at 22, it was like I'm not supposed to be getting it right now. But I will go to the doctors. I went to ophthalmologists. I went to a whole bunch of different like nerve specialists. They would do run a whole bunch of tests, and they would tell me, "Oh, everything looks fine." It was not fine. So don't let them tell you that it's fine. If you feel like something is wrong with your body, you know your body better than anyone else in the world, Ash. So advocate for yourself, and make sure that you're making them do the right scans. They're going to do an MRI last because that's the most expensive scan. I'm a radiology technician student right now. That's the last scan that they'll ever do, especially if you don't have like super crazy good insurance. That's the last scan that they'll do because it's the most expensive. Force them to do that because that's the only way that they're going to be able to see it, especially if you're not in the active flare.
when I was in my 20s, they tried to tell me I had lupus, and it was so crazy because y'all, I'm a health food girl. I don't fuck with that dope. I don't like it. Don't care for it. But I remember the doctors was like they couldn't understand some of the things I was going through. One dentist told me, he was like, "You got lupus." I was like, "Listen, that's what y'all say when y'all don't know what the fuck you talking about. You just blame it on lupus every time." And I was like, so they tried to send me to what's the rheumatologist? They tried to send me to the rheumatologist. Said my RNA and DNA levels came back off, and I was like, I remember saying, my kids were young at the time. My daughter, my baby was probably 4. You know what I mean? So that I was like, nah, this ain't happening. I'm raising these kids. And so I'll never forget right here. It's crazy because this Ingles that I can't go to, at the time they had a health food store there, on the side of the Ingles, and I went to it, and it was a lady. She was there, and her daughter. She had a playpen in the office, and I came in and I was disoriented because these people just they were sending me letters. The doctor was sending me letters in the mail saying we need you to go to the rheumatologist. We've been trying to call you and we can't. And I wouldn't return their call, so they would mail. So I had got this letter in the mail that told me that my RNA and DNA levels are off. You need to see the rheumatologist. We've tried to call your phone. We think it's lupus. So I walked into this health food store, like I said, right here by my house, and the lady, I was disoriented. She was like, "How can I help you?" "Hey, Michelle, baby," and I said, "I need to look into lupus, something for lupus." And she said, "So have someone told you have it?" And I was like, "Well, they're saying that she just got real serious with me. She was like, "Let me tell you something. Do what the doctors say. Don't take this." And I'm like, "You're in a health food store." She was like, "Listen, don't take this lightly." She was like, "I would be dead right now." And I'm thinking she finna say she had it or whatever. She was like, "You see this baby?" And she was a beautiful. Oh, she picked the baby up, and the baby was just so beautiful, big, pretty baby in pink. She said, "I would be dead if it weren't for this child." She said, "I had a 19-year-old daughter. She just passed away. She just died. And I haven't been pregnant in over 20 years, and all of a sudden I get pregnant." She said, "But God knew I was going to take my life when I lost that child. So before I could leave here, he gave me this one." And she said she would not do nothing the doctors told her. She ate McDonald's. She did this. She did that. She did not take her lupus diagnosis seriously. And that lady scared the shit out of me. But I just didn't want to, because I know the mind rules the body, right? You cut the head off on a snake, you can cut the tail all you want. You cut the head off, you got it. And that's with us, we're humans. Whatever we believe we have is going to manifest. So I just was like, all right, I hear what she's saying. And I actually did. I got my little George Foreman, me and the girl who just came in here, Alicia Lee, we started eating healthy and exercising and stuff. And I started taking my health serious because I was like, I want to raise these kids, but I just wouldn't let a doctor tell me definitively like, "Hey, you got lupus." So I never showed up to get the RNA and DNA levels and what all the other stuff that they said the rheumatologist was gonna have to do for me to give me a exact diagnosis. So but now my extremities will go numb on me. And so that kind of scares me that they do go numb on me. What you doing, Maya? Girl, what you got going on over there?
Because I'm trying to cut this camera off. Can you cut my camera off?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Listen, so I want to say this. And I really don't tell my story much. I swear I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I just gotta tell this. This is one time for the one time, right? Um I damn, this is one time. I
You okay?
just give me a minute. So yes, I suffer from I was diagnosed with lupus, but with my son, I just want to say this and I'm not going to say this again, just one time. So, oh God, my son, when he was born, because of my illness, when he was born with a hole in his heart.
Mm.
Um, and he was fighting for his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was born with, unfortunately, they could not see that the veins wasn't connected to the back of his heart. So you couldn't see that at all.
Oh wow.
So when my son was born, he was supposed to be born, stillborn.
Mm.
And when he fought his whole life for 3 days. So when I was feeding him the second day, because everybody came in, and his nose was turning white, he was gasping for air, everything. Nobody really understood what was going on with him because everything was in the back of his heart. That
Is
wasn't
that like
something
blue
that was,
baby syndrome?
yes. So everything was in the back of his heart. So his veins wasn't connected to the back of his heart. Anything that was happening, you could not detect in the front. So when he was born, he was supposed to be born stillborn. He wasn't even supposed to make it.
How old is your son?
My son is now turning 14.
That ain't nothing but God.
Tell it.
But I have to say this to say,
Tell it.
during that time, that was the scariest point in my life.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I even went to the nurses when his nose was turning white, he couldn't breathe. I was calling nurses to come in. I was like, there's something wrong with my son. They was like, oh no, he's fine. Because he was born 3 weeks early. But when he was born 3 weeks early, he was born really, really big because he was on steroids. Because during that time,
Yeah, they put you on steroids. Yep.
right, during that
Trying to
time,
make
there was
their
like, there
lungs
was something
develop.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so they was like, oh no, he's just born early. And I was like, no, there's something wrong with my son. And there was something wrong with me because I couldn't even catch myself. I couldn't even breathe either. So then during that time, it was just a lot. It was a lot. And then,
I tilt my hat to anyone. That's why I be telling Ashby, like call me and let me, text me, keep me posted, because when you're in the hospital, and it's already gonna come with, you scared, you nervous, it hurts, what I mean, the needles. Nowadays people don't have the bedside manner that, what I'm saying. Everybody just want to get a bag as a nurse. I ain't gonna say everybody, but some people want to just get a bag. They're not in it for the health care, caring for someone's health. It's a lot that come with that, and not to, like I said, not to mention you scared and shit. You know what I mean? You don't know
right.
what
And I had all my
somebody else
kids natural.
tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have no medication with none of my kids. I had all of them natural. So when it came to him, it was just really scary. I almost lost my child,
Wow.
right? It was the most devastating part of my life, right? My child fought for his life.
Thank
It
you,
was
God.
like if he didn't have the 2 holes in his heart, that is what saved him. He had 2 holes in his heart now. 2.
Damn.
He had 2.
So how
He
long
had
did he be
2.
in the hospital?
My son was in the hospital for 2.5 months. And then he was, when they finally released him to come home, because they were like, if he stayed in the hospital, he needed my stimulation. He needed me to be there with him. So he got released on nurse care with me. So it took us a year. I wasn't able to hold my son until he was 8 months old.
Damn.
They actually hold him in my arms because of the stimulation. So I can only hold him for like maybe 2-3 minutes at a time.
That's
But
how I want to start with.
when he got overstimulated, I had to give him back
Yeah,
because of
like
his heart.
the first beginning of her life, I could just touch her. You know what I mean? I couldn't really hold. She had so many wires, and the machine was breathing for her.
Right. My son had 27 drips
What's
on
up,
him.
Krista?
27.
Oh no.
And when he came home, he had 10. And
She came
then
home on one medicine. I had her off that in 9 months.
And then they kept weaning him off. They kept weaning him off. They kept weaning him off because they wanted him to get used to being home.
Right.
Used
What's
to
up, Princess? What
getting.
up, Princess
Maya,
trying to say? What you said, baby?
Maya, I just want to say, first of all I can say when you said that was but God.
Amen.
That is nothing but God.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you know what your calling is in life, but if you don't, I urge you to find it out, baby, because you got a calling in your life. You and your child. That is a prime example of God showing you who's God.
Exactly.
That is exactly what that is.
I'm
That is
Dr.
the
Shono.
exact definition of that. And I don't know where you're from, but I have a friend named Sharice. She's the president of the Children's Heart Foundation in Georgia, the Georgia chapter.
Oh wow.
Her name is Sharice. They have different chapters for different states. She's the president of the Georgia chapter one. She had two children that had to do open heart surgery. Um, but she ended up becoming the president of the Georgia chapter. And I know some other people. So I don't know if that's something like you passionate about and you want to get into, but your life is a testimony. Your child's life is the testimony. And I know it's hard for you to speak on. I could tell when you came, but when you came and you said what you said, I literally, when you said he's 14 years old, my body got like literally, you have a calling. Like,
It's hard. You know what? And I thank you. And you know what? I'm going to get down because it is. And I am a basketball coach. I thank God for that. Um, I'm a basketball coach. I am. I just give back to every.
Let me tell you something. I hate to see children. I know we as adults, it's not fun because I'm scared of needles. But I hate the very thought of a child being in the hospital. Just, oh, I've been
It's
through it.
hard.
Yeah, I've been through it. And I know that life. I know that hospital life well. Been in the hospital for weeks and weeks at a time. Going home every couple of days, changing the clothes out. Bringing some new clothes up to the hospital. All that stuff. Been there, done that. That's to say, I gotta talk with this girl that Continental. Do y'all look at the guy Continental who be having the DJ? Who be playing the
Yeah.
music?
Continental. Yeah.
Yeah, he from our side. He from this side over here, but he's
Yeah, he
branching off.
is.
He do a DJ show, and he said one of his
Mhm.
supporters. That's why I be trying to tell people, when we be we be doing that one thing with each other, and we be talking about children and stuff. Listen, y'all, I don't give a damn how they born, baby. That don't mean they have to always stay that way. So sometimes people take that shit for granted. And they be like, "Oh, well, your child is the R word, or your child is got this disability, your child got that." You don't never know. Like Continental was telling me, one of his supporters, her daughter at Kennesaw State University had a whole stroke, in ICU, and was in a coma. In ICU. This lady probably not getting the same child back. She not going, God willing, she walk out that hospital with her child, but she probably will not walk out of the hospital with the same child. You know what I'm saying? You know how hard that is. So that's why I say, I try to tell parents who, you got a child that special needs. Listen, you and that child only know each other's version. You know what I'm saying? You know that child from day one is like that. That child know you as the mama that you are. Be thankful, because there are some people who literally raised a particular child a certain way, said, "Oh, I know this, they're gonna go to this, they're gonna do that, and they're gonna do this," and then up comes this craziness. You know what I mean? And now you got to rearrange your whole life around it. She has an adult daughter that she may have to re-raise, because usually when my daughter had a stroke, so that's why my daughter is not the way she is mentally and physically, because of her being born early. She had a stroke 2 weeks after her birth, and it affected, her right side. So so this young lady is having a stroke at 19. Her mother may have to teach her everything over again if she has the capacity to learn. You know what I'm saying? You don't never know what child you're gonna get. And I remember being in the hospital one night, And I used to walk by the bed because my daughter was at Children's Hospital, and I used to see this guy. His feet would be hanging over the bed, and I'm like, "This is a Children's Hospital. Why is a grown man? You know what I'm saying? A grown person in that bed." And one night I'm coming, if you ever been in the hospital, you walk the halls at night. It ain't nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got
That's
about
it. There's
five. You know what I
nothing
mean?
else.
I don't know now.
You
Thank you God,
just
I don't know.
you
But
just walk it. You just
yeah,
walk it.
back then they had like 5 channels. That stuff got boring
You
quick,
just
fast, and hurry.
walk it.
So you just be
You just don't know
walking.
what
And
else to do.
so this lady came out the elevator, and she looked so much like my Aunt Sherry. She had the golden hair, golden eyes. She looked just like my mom's sister. And so we kind of spooked each other when we, what I'm saying, she was coming out the elevator, but I could tell she was in distress. And for whatever reason, when I walked the hospital, I tried to talk to the parents, you know what I'm saying? I talked to, mothers or whatever. And she wound up telling me that was her son, and that he was like 6'7", and he was a basketball player, 15 years old, stroke. They were telling this lady she's taking a vegetable home. And I was like, I stood there and I cried because I'm like, the child that I'm taking home in a few days, I already knew what time it was. You know what I mean?
But you know what, Keonna? But you know what? I just said this. When you have a child in the PICU, right? You have a child in the PICU. My son was in the PICU, so I had so many kids around him, and there was one baby. There was one baby, and she fought for her life, and we were so excited about that baby. And then it was because my son was born around Halloween, right? So he was born around Halloween. So they at MUSC, MUSC, they did this thing where they had the nurses come around, and they dressed up, not in nothing scary like scare the kids, but just something just uplift the kids. They came around and they uplifted the kids, and the one baby that was by my son. Oh my God, that was the highlight of her moment, right? She loved it because she was dressed like Cinderella,
Let me
right?
tell you, Maya, if anybody ever get where they feeling down on themselves, you feeling like, man, why life handed me this card? Go to your local children's hospital. I guarantee you'll thank God. Them children don't deserve what they going. You know what I mean? Them children going
Right.
through things, and every prick and every prod and every cut and every this and every that they gotta go through. Mom and daddy can only do so much. Some of them are there without parents. Seen that? You know what I mean? Coming out of surgery, ain't nobody there. You know
Let me
that
let me tell you what
shit
I
is
love,
crazy, man.
Keonna. What I love is coaching. I'm a basketball coach, and I love every minute of it. That is my give back to the kids. That's what I do because I play sports. So I am a coach. I'm a
Yeah,
basketball coach. I give back to it all,
yeah.
right?
That's it.
That's what I do. I love it. I love just, I don't care. I just love, even if I have kids that can't play, whatever, of course, I'm a middle school coach, so I gotta really figure out, the ins and outs. And I do gotta
Ain't
cut
nobody
kids
to
out.
kill.
I don't want to cut. I don't want to cut the kids, but I gotta cut them,
You got
right?
to go. Yeah, yeah.
I gotta
But,
cut them.
but have you ever coached for Special Olympics?
I did.
You
I
did.
did that. So, but basketball, I coached Special Olympics. I've coached because I broke my ankle in 3 places. So I can't really get out there like I used to. But I just love giving back to the kids. That's what I do. So I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to overstep
No, you
with
good.
this at all.
You
I
good.
swear I wasn't. I'm sorry.
That reminds me, I'm glad we are having this conversation because remember last year, if Jen was in here, she would tell y'all, I forgot to put myself on the list to give back at the Children's Hospital. And I just showed up with all them, with all the donations. And they was like, well, they took
Yeah.
them, but they was like, you have to get on the list. And she was like, I'm gonna put you on there this year and we'll be in touch with you. But you usually have to do it like 2 months before Christmas in order to give back. But yeah, some of them kids, man, they come out of surgery and ain't no mama there, ain't no daddy there. Some of these people got social workers that's, in charge of making decisions on whether or not they get this surgery or this medicine. That shit's sad. And so I'm like,
I'm
but
sorry,
we
y'all.
sit on, you good, man. Stop tripping. But yeah, we sit on this app sometime and we throw these insults at each other, but it's some real shit going on out there. People got real life, issues are going on. Like that lady, like she told me, and I know that probably sounded selfish, but it is what it is. She was like, we're well off. Our family well off. We got to change everything. We got a 3-story house. There is nothing we can do with a child who they're telling us that's a vegetable coming home in a 3-story house. We got to sell the house. We got to get a ranch. We got to get a house that has where he, because we got to bathe him they're telling us for the rest of his life. I pray to God. I always think about that child, and I pray to God the doctor told all a lie. I pray to God he's doing well and all the things, you know what I mean? But his, she was like, and you know what I'm saying? They was living their life, living a well off, good life here in Atlanta, and their son collapsed. And not only did it change them, the child that they got, she can't work now, you know what I mean? One's got to be with him at all times. They got to sell their property, get another property that will accommodate him whenever he do come home. You know what I'm saying? Insurance be paying up to so much, which, that ain't really a big issue because once you exhaust your insurance, then you got the state fund, the federal fund. So that don't really be the biggest, you know what I'm saying? You can't go bankrupt from medical debt. Thank God for that, America. But it's just so many things. And one day their life was perfect. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, some of you might not have the life you want, but just remember, it could be different. This woman, I don't know if she complained about her life or not, but I can tell you when she was naming all the things that they had and all the stuff they was going through, you'd have thought it was perfect. And she's realizing her life is totally different because her 15-year-old son wound up having a stroke. And I just,
Definitely changes your life trajectory. I will say that. Like, just even having anything. And that's why I'm big on like not speaking about people with disabilities, because even the disabilities unseen are hard. Like, people, it's harder for me because like people can't see my disability. If someone looks at me, they would never know. But it's like I have to struggle every single day to get up, to work, to just do things that I would normally do as a 29-year-old. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. And I think that people just have to give people more grace because you really never know what somebody's going through. Somebody who looks good, even like people are very, careful with disabilities that can be seen. But there's people who are going, even mental disabilities. Those things are hard to deal with. And a
It's
lot of
so
people
funny.
have
Oh
them.
my goodness.
And it's just like, I don't know. That's why it's like I love messy TikTok for the mess, for the fun, for the when we just talk shit to each other and it's all fun and games. We could come back and kiki the next day, but when it gets to a point where we're talking about kids and people disabilities and things that are wrong with people or people's kids, like it's just a lot for me because it's like y'all sit in the box. I'll sit in the box with somebody. I'll sit in the comments every day and be a comic cousin, and y'all will never know that I go through this shit on a daily. And it's just like y'all are really speaking to your audience and don't even know it.
don't even know it.
Right.
And that's, yeah.
Oh
I
my God. And you're
apologize.
so
Yeah,
pretty
I
though. Look at
apologize.
her. You are gorgeous.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, I tell Cam the baddest on this side now. She's the
Yeah,
baddest on
like
this
she's
side, boy.
gorgeous, regardless of
Cam
what
is
disability,
gorgeous.
girl.
Thank
Yeah.
Oh
you.
my
Yeah.
God.
It's hard. It's hard. Not only, I feel bad not only for children, but I feel bad for now that I sell life insurance. I don't know if y'all know that, but I sell life insurance, and what's been on my mind, and I'll sell insurance to anybody, right? But what's been on my mind heaviest once I started navigating toward life insurance is how many Black women are single mothers, right? And we have this thing in our community where the Black woman is trying to make sure, her child got the latest Jordans, her child got, you know what I'm saying? But don't have no life insurance. And it's like, girl, do you know you're going to be in the ground and your child ain't going to have no resemblance of the life that you was giving them? It
Or the
cuts off.
crazy thing, Auntie, when they don't even think about life insurance and then something happens and now they're either not giving you life insurance or they're skyrocketing your price
Oh,
in
that's
life
too high.
insurance. I've
Yeah.
always had life insurance my entire life because my heart stopped when I was 6 months old. That I had to
Mm-hmm.
get resuscitated. I was flatlined. I had to get resuscitated,
Damn.
and I flatlined. But my mom always made sure that I had, her life insurance covered me until I was an adult. And when I got of age, she made sure that I had it. But when I tell you, when I got diagnosed with MS,
Mm-hmm.
that life insurance skyrocketed. My premium is crazy.
You know
Like,
what? I was getting ready to ask you this because there's something, and y'all need to buy this for y'all children. Y'all can buy it from me, but if you don't, buy it from somebody. And that's life insurance for the children that's convertible when they are like 25, 26. But it'll be convertible without the child having to have medical exam. So no matter what that child's medical condition is at that age, the insurance company still has to convert that policy over to them and allow them to continue. Because again, we live in a crazy world where 1 minute you well, 1 minute up comes the boogie. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. So I feel like, and that's why I was telling some of my superiors or whatever. I said the reason I'm focusing on life insurance now because I'm so dang messy. TikTok being with y'all every day has shown me, because I was in my bubble. You know what I mean? I was in my man and 3 kids, insurance, real estate, mortgage bubble. You know what I mean? Only people I knew situations was my clients. And most of the time we talked about their credit more than anything, or their relationship. If they get married or they get divorced or the shit is rocky or da da da. But we never get into health, and we never get into mental, and we never get into that. Being over here with y'all has opened those thought processes up to me. And I get to see how some of you all are struggling with certain things. And I'm like, man, we insure everything but our life. We insure our cars. We insure our cell phones. You know what I mean? We insure our bags. We insure everything but the most important thing. And that's our lifestyle. You know what I mean? Because when you insure your life, you insure your lifestyle, right? And for so many Black women that we're overachievers when it comes to our children, right? We don't want them to know what it's like to ever struggle. But yet we don't have life insurance on ourselves. You know what I
and then
mean?
the
To say,
kids are
okay,
struggling to figure it out when something happened to you sporadically, and now everybody got to do fish fries and sell T-shirts and
That's
have the
exactly
church
what I
bring
was
the
gonna
money
say.
together, and
but
it's
see,
just
that's the
like,
thing that
Even
people
when
be
you're
tripping
learning.
on. Cam, they be like, well, my mama got money, she'll bury me. And it's like, that's not the thing. You should be thinking about, you're insuring your